How's it going, everybody? Psych, what's going on, brother? Welcome to all those that have decided to come by, and if you join in later, that's totally fine. Tonight's going to be a night where it's going to be semi-easy. Apologies right now for the simple fact that we were supposed to play this last night. Some things came up with the girlfriend and her family, so sadly had to cancel last night. So we're playing today, and today is, let's just say we're flying by the seat of our own pants. For the simple fact that right now our players are currently in a Discord call, chatting with amongst themselves at the current moment, and pretty much what we're getting ready to do is set up for another adventure to see what happens, what they do with what they have. Fuck it, don't make it easy, make it hard. Hey, there you go. Set fire to the house. Can't do that. I can't do that. Uh, but also letting you all know now, sadly, this evening, Michi, aka Thrawn, our druid, will be out for this session. He had stuff come up as well, sadly, for today. He will be missed, but hopefully next time we're back in, we can have him back and he can play along with us. Other than that, show him loads of love. And also, if you're new here and want to become part of the mayhem or just want to be in the talk of it, by all means, exclamation cult. It will give you the link to the Discord. By all means, join in. There's a D&D section. We talk about a whole plethora of stuff from everything we have, so on and so forth. And if we're looking for players to play, that's usually where I pull from first. Other than that, if you would like to join my Discord, feel free to do exclamation Discord. Other than that, I'm going to undeafen myself from this room real quick to see what all is probably happening. I'm not 100% sure, and I'm slightly scared. Hello? Well, okay, guess we're canceling twice. That's it. That's the that's the end of the campaign. You all ride off into the sunset. All right, everyone. Even though I just did a big spiel, have a good night. I love you. God bless you, everyone. All right. Oh. I mean, I might as well. I mean, hey, the girlfriend's currently having a bubble bath. Might as well join her, you know? Listen, I've already gotten the whole thing of why I don't love her. I'm like, look, I did love you. I canceled last night, but not this night. And I'm like, to be fair, I didn't get told any of this information until Friday night. So really, I was planning on spending all day today with her. There you go. I'm blaming the family. It happens. Alrighty, let me open up my D&D Beyond right here so that way I can actually read the stuff that I kind of need. Other than that, this session's literally going to be the fly to your own pants here type thing. Flying by the seat of your pants. Also, oh, Pineapple, did you leave the campaign? Because I'm only looking at 3 characters. Here you go. It happens. refresh. There he is. Hey, I remember. Do you remember? Mimsy. Alrighty. I know you all aren't changing your characters. I already know that. Well, here's the one thing I didn't want to spoil for you all, and this is going to be what we're doing. What we're going to be doing is this. For those of you both in the call and watching, this is a mixture of a session 0 and a session 3. The reason why is because they don't know what adventure is getting ready to happen next and what all happens. They've done one little mini campaign and getting ready to thrust themselves basically into another one. So I had to basically make a whole world now to the point where I have to now link stories together and make them fit and work together. But I will let you all know this, and I'm going to give you a choice. One, I'm going to let you all know now you've taken a long rest, so you're back to full hit points. I'll let you all do that. But here's the option I'm going to give you all for the simple fact that, one, you are leveling up today. But here's the option I'm going to give to you, and this is only a one-time option. I'm going to give you the option for the simple fact that I got some new toys to play with to the point where I will allow you, if you want to go up one level in your class, you can change your subclass. I don't think you realize I got both books that adds about 60 different subclasses, and they all go for different classes. There are literally, at most, I think there are 6 different subclasses in total for each one of your classes. But it's like I said, this is the one thing I'm saying. You have to take a level in your class to get the subclass change. You can multi-class after this one still, but you will keep your subclass. Now, if you already wanted to stay in your class and level up that and keep your subclass, that's totally fine. I'm just letting you know if you want to do that, you may. You are taking, you're leveling up regardless, but you're taking another level in Rogue and not being able to put it anywhere else. I'm saying this because I know someone wanted to make a barbarian fighter. Now you can do it this level. You can multi-class, you just will keep your original subclass. Yes. The way that I'm playing it is literally the first 3 levels you all will have to keep going up in one particular class. Once you've hit basically level 4, you have the option to multi-class. It's just this one time only of me doing the whole changing subclass because I got new toys for you all to play with. And if it literally tells you anything, just the simple fact that I'm going to try to tempt old Pineapple a little bit. There's literally a fighter subclass called Samurai. And to give Smurf one, there's one called College of Blades. If you... And I also got the one that you wanted a long time ago before we even started, which was Inquisitive. So you took the level up in Bard. Or not Bard, Rogue. The harder, the better. Okay, there, Caleb. I'm being nice for right now. There's plenty of times for that to change. Figured I would do this at the start of the session for the simple fact that if you had questions or anything like that, I could answer them rather quickly. Every little bit counts. I am just enjoying my spot where I am right now because I'm watching all of you all. Smurf looks very perplexed by what he's reading. You're over here geeking out over just your class. And Pineapple's, I feel like contemplating either still doing his multi-class or doing the samurai like I just told him about. I kind of have to. I'm the one running this. That's the part. And then obviously I will have to get with Michi about his character when I can. Why is it so fucking windy? Mm-mm-mm. It's like I said, if you have any questions, by all means, let me know. I literally have the books opened up right here on my tablet, so I can tell you. Okie dokie. Any questions from you there, Smurf? Are you multi-classing? Okay. Just FYI, if you are multi-classing, you start out with whatever first level is in that class, meaning you will not be like OP as hell. So like, I know that Pineapple wants to do Barbarian. The only thing he'll get is he'll be able to rage. Yep. Correcto mundo. It's like I said, the only reason I was doing this is because I bought new stuff and I was like, cool, I'm going to let them share. If they want to do that, they can. He's pulling out the archives. I mean, that's basically my job at the current moment. I'm just looking at the thick, luscious hair that I wish I had. Mm-mm-mm. There you go. She's a glass cannon, that's all it is. See something here. That's what I'm looking for. Well, as they do this, I'm going to do a little recap both for you all home and for them as they put their characters together, but they already know what happened, basically. After defeating a sect of the cult of Vecna, our current adventurers, being gifted with supernatural gifts or curses, one might say, find themselves at a crossroads on what to do next. They take their time to heal and prepare for the next part of their journey. As you all awaken in the... Let me pull up my actual labeled map that I labeled just today. As you all awaken in a little sleepy tavern known as the Sleeping Dragon, wake up, stretch your legs, feel rejuvenated to a degree. You all sit down and eat a hearty meal. You can purchase alcohol if you like. That will be 2 silver pieces. You don't have anything, you just lose 2 silver pieces and you're drinking. Unless you plan on saving it for later. That's totally up to you, though. What? Can't hear them at all? Must be... Hold on. OBS likes to not like me. Hold up. I can fix. There we go. Good scrub. And as you all come to the new day, the day is yours. This is your time of resting and downtime. Is there anything in particular you want to do?
Let's see.
I want to go to a shop and sell some shit.
I want to try to get a better. Well, I don't know how much of a better.
Yeah.
Probably
Sell
can't get
some
a
stuff
better
and then, as
do
well
I
as procure some stuff.
Make a history check for me real quick, since you all have patrolled the last few days. This is just remembering where shops are. Or remembering what the shops are, I should say.
Is that history?
Mm-hmm.
10.
You know, as you've been walking through the city of Neverwinter, there is The Iron Quill, which is a blacksmith. There is a sorcerer's supply across the canal that manages magic items. There is Moonlight Mixtures, which does potions. You know that there is, if I'm looking at my map correctly, a plethora of other taverns that could potentially sell other things. So it's up to you on what you want to go to.
And I want to go to the blacksmith.
The Iron Quill, it is about maybe a 20 to 30 minute walk from the Sleeping Dragon.
All right, let's get to walking.
So, is everybody going to the Iron Quill?
I don't see why not.
Sure. Can I skip?
You gonna play us a tune on the way?
Lead-a-lead-a-lee, lead-a-lead-a-lee.
As you all are walking through the winding and twisting roads of Neverwinter, you come across the Iron Quill, which outside has a sign that has a... You look at it, it looks like the pin of a quill coming up from a feather and morphing into a hammer towards the top. As you go in, the first thing that immediately hits you is, throughout this whole entire time in Neverwinter, it's been kind of a cool, crisp air for it being a coastal town, and all of a sudden you're hit with like a thrust of heat, almost like as if you opened up an oven.
Gross.
You start to see the smelting and
Reminds
furnace
me
with-
of home.
You start to see a smelter and furnace with a wide cobblestone chimney and an anvil beside it, with numerous types of weapons stacked in place and armor on stands around the walls. You hear beating and banging of metal on metal as you see a half-orc female just hamming away.
All right, so, I got some shit I want to sell.
She looks to you, still can't hear you, just over the beating and banging of her hitting her hammer on metal.
Put the hammer down.
Make a... I'm trying to look at my thing here.
Persuasion.
No. I'm going to say just a general charisma, just to see if she can hear you.
That would be a 7.
She does not hear you. She is beating her hammer vigorously on a piece of metal.
I'm gonna pick a rock up off the ground, throw it at her,
Oh gosh.
just to
I
get her
just-
attention. Not a big rock.
Roll to see if you hit her.
I mean, what am I rolling here?
You're just rolling to attack, basically.
Nat 20.
Oh. Good job, bud.
You hit this half-orc straight in the back of the head as she looks over. You see her black pixie haircut turn up, and you can see her light green skin. As she turns around to you, rubbing her head, she's wearing thick brown pants with a white rolled-up shirt with a thick apron on over top. As she is just drenched in sweat, has numerous things of soot from being at the furnace all day. And she looks to you, be like, "Hey, what the fuck did you do that for?"
Well, I'm trying to sell you some shit, and also, want to go grab a drink when you get off? She's a half-orc. I mean, come on.
Make another general charisma check.
Can I give him the help action?
Well-
Tell me how you help him, first off.
Well, you said, well, is your roll that good? Do you not need help?
That was a 12.
That's probably
Bardic inspiration.
I just want to go behind him and just like wipe any like dust or debris that might be on his armor and like do something with his hair real quick, and then I'm just gonna slide away.
Sure.
I'm just standing there popping, and just
Yeah, and I'm not that tall either, so it's like you just see the hands. You just see the hands and a little tussle and then just disappear. You don't even see that she's there because she's so sneaky.
Aurelia, give me a sleight of hand check real quick, just to see how see how fast and how stealthily you can do this to help him out.
I want to see because I don't want her to see it. I want her to think he just looks that great.
Or that I'm just
Spider-Man.
magic and I can just magically clean myself up like that.
It's gonna be a 6.
She turns around and sees a elf just literally moving around you, not exactly at quick speed, but kind of taking a moment, like she's taking her hand, like licking her palm and like kind of getting rid of like a cowlick on the top of your head. She looks she looks at you, still kind of scratching her head, this time not out of pain but just out of pure, just kind of like, what the fuck is happening? And as
I
she
don't know
looks
what's
around,
going on either.
as she looks around, she says, I don't know about the drink, but I thought, and she kind of looks, she's like, I guess he took a time out. Sorry about that. As she puts the hammer down, puts back the metal into the furnace so we can heat back up again. She looks to you all and she says, what can I help you with today?
I want to sell some stuff.
What do you have to sell?
I've got some chainmail, a dagger, a scimitar. Just some stuff I don't use. Need to lighten the load.
She begins to pick them up, looking at them, looking at any like intricacies, how well they're made, what metal they're made of. As she looks at the dagger, she says, I can maybe do 10 gold for the dagger. You said it's scimitar as well?
Yeah, and chainmail.
She looks at the chainmail first before noticing the scimitar. This one will be 25. There's a lot I can melt down and actually make into something else, or I can just reinforce the chainmail. Then she picks up the scimitar, waves it just a little bit in her hands, getting a feel for the weight. I can give 75 for the scimitar. Or if you want something else in here, or if you want me to reinforce something you have already.
I mean, what other kind of swords do you have?
She,
I'm willing to trade.
She looks behind you real quick. If I can actually get to the part of my notes that I typed all this in. No, this is the perfect time for my tablet that decides, hey, guess what? I'm not gonna
work.
Come on now. That's... Tablet, what the fuck you doing to me here? What are you doing?
In me swamp.
She looks over. As she does, she pulls out what looks like a... Compared to your height, is probably about maybe the same height as you. It looks like a glaive. She pulls this out, kind of leans it up against blade side facing obviously down towards the floor. Then she brings a long sword, sets it straight on the table. And while the last thing that she has that she has previously made for the day that hasn't been spoken for is a giant greatsword that has like a cloth handle where the blade is, and then obviously the hilt.
What can you tell me about that longsword there?
It was made probably about a week or so ago. I believe Oris came by and was the one that made it. He supposedly said he wanted it made, and then when time came for him to pay, he decided to just skip out pretty much. So
What
we
a
basically
dick.
kept it.
Yeah, how much do you want for that, or would the scimitar be a fair trade?
With everything here all together, it would probably be about 125 gold. It's originally about 250 on its own.
So 125 for with all my stuff that I'm giving you?
Yes.
Could you do 100 gold?
Make a persuasion check.
And dinner? definitely not gonna work. So it's a 5.
Someone's trying to get laid. He just needs a little action.
She looks at you kind of like as if, and I'm gonna dig deep into your past here, like as if you're trying to ask a girl out, either just at any store, like a cashier or something like that. She kind of looks at you like, kind of gives a smirk just to kind of be like, but at the same time, you know it's not moving anywhere. It's not moving forward.
Well, fine. I'll do 125, and if you decide you want a drink, we're just down the road.
I'll keep you to it. And as she kind of looks you all over, she says, have you, and she kind of looks at all of you actually, he's like, have you all been anywhere near the yawning portal in Waterdeep?
Sounds sleepy. Where's that at?
She kind of looks down at looks down to you there, Moose, as she is sitting.
Looks around like, what the fuck was that?
She's probably about the same height, maybe a little shorter than Thruderschmack. She looks down at you and she says, well, little man, he's like, if you actually head down south towards here, Waterdeep is actually a big bustling town that, if you head on down that way, the Yawning Portal is really the most famous place within Waterdeep to eat, sleep, and grab a good bite to eat.
Is there deep water there?
She looks to you and she says, it's mainly called Waterdeep because there's a mountain called Waterdeep. And if stories tell correctly, at the end or at the bottom of the Yawning Portal, a bunch of adventurers hop into the Yawning Portal to go find the Mad Mage that apparently lives in Mount Waterdeep. All manner of adventurers, all different sizes, have all went in there. Some come out, most don't. Most get lost in all the cavernous places that they go into, since it's apparently a huge tunnel system down there.
You guys want to go touch a mage?
Honestly, I expect you to make a joke about her saying going south.
No. You already tried.
I know, but you're a bard. I expected more from you. You brought great dishonor.
You brought a great dishonor.
Great dishonor. As she
Oh,
does
I'm
this, go for it.
So I'm just gonna shrug and just be like, I really don't care. I just want to see if I can get any of my weapons reinforced.
She looks at you and she says, what all do you want to be reinforced? As she grabs the glaive and a long sword and keeps the great sword there and takes everything that Thruderschmack just gave her.
Well, say I took the long sword, so.
I thought you took the
Yeah,
great
she
sword.
left it.
No,
Oh.
long sword.
Oh, you keep the long sword, then she takes the great sword and all that back. You can now add just a regular long sword.
Already done.
Okay.
I wanted to get the rapier reinforced. How much would that be?
She kind of picks up the rapier, looking at it. She mulls it over a little bit and looks at you. She says, what all, as far as reinforcement-wise, did you want to do? Did you want to make it pointier? Did you want to make it slash?
Make it pointier.
Or you want to make it more rapey?
I don't associate
Down,
with
boy.
these men.
She immediately looks over.
And
She immediately looks over to Moose with just kind of like a stink eye.
I just stand there and I'm just looking at her. And I just look up at her. I'm like, you just learn to ignore him after a while.
She looks at you. She's like, "Yeah, I'm getting
Honestly,
the sense
he's
of
so
that."
short you forget he's there.
He's short, and she looks so Marcus. Huh. Everyone's tall.
I was gonna say the height, as far as this goes, is I'm pretty sure Aurelia is probably the smallest of you four, and then Thrawn is like in between, either in between or the same height as Moose, and then there's Thruderschmack.
Yeah. So what did you say that she could do with the rapier again? Because somebody made a joke
Make
and I
it
forgot.
pointier.
Make it pointier, make it slash. Are you trying to make it... What are you wanting it to do, pretty much?
I definitely want it to be pointier. Pointy stick go ouchie.
As she still looks at you, she's like, I can't put anything magical to it, as obviously she like holds out her hand thinking that something magical is going to happen. I was like, I'm not what you would call magical. I'm good with my hands, but I'm not that good.
Well, are you now?
Leave her alone. That's fine. Every woman should be good with her hands. Do you think you can make my rapier a little bit more pointy?
She takes it and is like, it might be a day or two, but sure, I can try.
Tell you want extra polish on the tip.
She's gonna smash your tip and not in a fun way.
I'm so sorry.
Idle.
I'm just doing one of those smiles that's just so pained and still trying to be polite. I'm just insanely triggered.
She sits there for a very brief moment, still holding the rapier in hand, just kind of... The best way to describe what she's doing, she's like a horse with like blinders on the side. She's not paying attention to the two men, but she's paying attention directly to you. Trying her best to just kind of keep composure and not get as pissed off.
They have more brains than this, I swear.
She says it's okay. The amount of men who come in here and try this on me is, believe it or not, very fathomable. That's why I beat the hell out of metal all day. It just takes the rage out.
What if my name's Metal?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh my god!
Oh, this will be good.
I'm just taking deep breaths, just like it's fine. It's fine. I have a task at hand.
Actually, make a persuasion check with disadvantage, since this whole entire time she's been trying to ignore you.
I'm just gonna take a step back away from him now.
Oh god, oh no. This is fine.
How what was it? What was it?
What'd you get, buddy?
A 5. Say it louder for the people in the back.
5. Got a 5. It's gonna hurt. Whatever it is.
You see that there's like a wooden mug that either has been sitting here for so long that someone had left. Has been sitting here for so long, then all of a sudden you see not exactly a maul, but almost identical to the same hammers that she was beating the metal with, come down and break and split the mug in basic, just scatters. She says, "Do you like to be beat?" He's like, "I can beat you."
Well, he is a glutton for punishment.
Only on days like today.
Dear gods, help us all.
Oh, lordy.
The only one who needs help is him.
I'm gonna leave the rapier with you. She does a little bow. Thank you so much for your help. Let me know when I come. Let me know how much it's gonna be. I am gonna start making my way towards Waterdeep.
As you say this and walk away, she immediately looks at you. She says, "Please take your friends out." It's like, if you get them out, I may even make it a smidgen cheaper for you. I promise.
Okay.
I got a loot you can look at. It's a big one.
I grab both of them. I obviously not that strong, but I just grab whatever clothing I can grab and I just start walking. And hopefully
I'll grab that drink when I get back.
Following. I'm assuming they're not gonna fight me. It's just gonna this tiny elf is just gonna be dragging these two men out of here.
That's up to them on that one.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight. Clearly, she's not happy.
As you proceed to exit the Iron Quill back out into more of the winding and bustling streets, the day is starting to slowly incline to more people coming out. It's probably about 9-10 o'clock in the morning. You start seeing more passerbys, people with just different carts, either getting ready to set up for different things throughout the day, making little movements as they go. Where do you all want to head next?
Do we want to go try to defeat this, what was it, a mage?
Yeah, but we're leaving your weapon here.
She's gonna be done in a day or two. I have a dagger.
All right.
And my crossbow still. I don't need
F-
my rapier.
FYI, you all are in a completely different city at the moment than where Waterdeep is.
Oh, so it's not even worth it.
It
No.
would be some time before you probably come back here.
Okay.
Just so you're aware, I didn't want you to just be like, all right,
No,
put your
I
rapier in.
appreciate it.
Poof,
No, I
we're there.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Magic.
I know, in a world full of it, that's crazy. Let's see.
This is all happening. What you all are doing are basically happening in a span of a few days. We're just doing a couple of things a day, basically.
Cool. Excuse me. Let me see. What other things do I want? Is there any places that we can get like enchantments or stuff for our?
There is the Sorcerer Supply, which is on the other side of the canal that you can go to. They specialize in magic items.
Because
Yeah,
I
fuck
would
it, let's go.
love, I would
Yeah.
love to get something on my crossbow.
You know that at the very least they do magic items, and then there is another shop, not exactly too far from where you are now, which is the Iron Quill, all the way to the Sorcerer Supply. It would take you probably about maybe an hour walk-wise to get there, as you have to cross a bridge or two to get there. And from there, you have the Moonlight Mixtures, which is probably about 30-40 minute walk.
We cool with that? Getting some magic shit.
I'm good with that.
Cool.
You all are headed to the Sorcerer's Supply.
All of us, not even a sorcerer inside.
Sure about that?
Is that what you took your multi-class in?
He wants to cast Fireball.
Fireball! Do, 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 do.
As you all make your ways through this bustling city, I need you all to make a perception check, please.
Oh,
14.
17.
14.
As you all wander the streets, obviously as time goes on and you see different merchants and salesmen coming out, obviously offering you different things such as different types of food, from pastries to like bowls of soup to different things of ale to just about basically whatever your heart can imagine. As you go through these bustling streets, you see kids, as now the sun's starting to get more closer towards noon. Kids are now at play, playing various different games. As you see some playing what you all would know as rollies, where they take what looks like a dodecahedron and rolling whichever one having the highest. They're bouncing walls off.
You all shooting dice?
Bouncing balls off walls, throwing anything they can find. Don't look at me that way. Put that eye back. I see you.
All of us just lean closer.
As you walk, as you walk over one of the many bridges, you see a whole plethora of different boats, all different sizes, coming in. Some of shipments of giving to other merchants. Some even passing by and going more inland as they pass the canal. You also pass a great big castle, where's known as Castle Neverwinter, where Lord Neverember lives in. And as you walk past the castle, going towards the east, you now appear at the Sorcerer's Supply. The first thing you all see outside is a sign. As you see it, it is a tree made of a variety of different items. And along that tree, the leaves appear to be made of what look like tiny little light-up stars, as it's been just made to shine bright by magic itself. As you all enter into the Sorcerer's Supply, the first thing you notice, looking just straight directly back, you can see through a window there is a elven man with his back turned currently, but if you're looking at him from the back, you can see what looks like a book is firmly holstered to the side of his body while you can see different little lights, it looks like, as he's currently enchanting or making a new item. But what I imagine that Thuder is going to see first thing, especially since, well, he just bought himself a weapon, is a very interesting scimitar that has been firmly mounted. And Moose, make me a Arcana check real quick.
Okay. Seven.
Good job.
You notice a sheen, but you don't know what the sheen is, but it's almost like something is currently protecting the scimitar from...
Maybe it's Charlie Sheen. You're welcome.
Folks, I'm sorry for these terrible jokes. I did not tell them to do this. They did it of their own free will. You see a magical you see a magical sheen over this scimitar, but you cannot tell what it is, but it looks appear to be something that's basically keeping the scimitar on the wall, or at least from prying eyes or people with hands stealing it. And what you see is the handle looks like dragon scale leather, as the hilt appears to be what looks like a claw, or two claws coming in like a dragon's claws, each nail on each side. You see, as the blade extends more, it kind of looks like a dragon's wing on one side and then is sharpened on the other.
It looks pretty interesting.
And as you all first step in, you all also start to hear skitter-scatters of different creatures, as you start seeing squirrels, rats, a whole manner of them, as far as also different birds. You see robins, sparrows, even a hawk. You see a hawk currently clutching in its grip what looks like a staff, and it's being carried over to the counter. And you see, peering from behind, is an elven woman who is wearing a... Pull this up real quick. See an elven woman, as she turns around, you see her wearing a long flowing green dress with branches of leaves on it. She has long braided brown hair, and as you get closer, you start to look more at her face. It's a little angular, and you start seeing that one eye is a bright green and the other eye is hazel.
Fancy.
As she sees you all, she says, welcome in, welcome in. Anything we can help you with today?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the counter and I'm just gonna be like, yes, it's wonderful to meet you. We are actually looking to get some of our weapons a little bit more magical.
Hey, Emerald, is the fancy thing on the wall for sale?
She looks at both of you. She goes, oh, that's she kind of leans back to the elfin man in the back, and she goes, honey, how much were we selling that again, since that's something you found? You see the elven man turn around. As he turns around, you immediately see he has short, slick blonde hair, kind of wearing a black button-up shirt covered by a light brown apron. And he looks to you, he says, the old dragon sword that you see up there? Is that what you're talking about, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
He looks at both of you all. He says, that is for sale, but it's a hefty amount. It's about 1,200 gold pieces.
Not a head pat and a belly rub. Would that take you?
Make a persuasion or intimidation. I'll let you choose.
Why would that be intimidating?
That's pretty intimidating. You just walked in and immediately started trying to see who could.
I'm rolling persuasion.
Okay.
29.
He looks
You're
at
not,
you.
man.
He's
He
a
looks at
bard.
you, and as he does this, he kind of looks at you, kind of very perplexed. But at the same time, you kind of see him go. You see him. What you think he's looking at is you. He's kind of staring off into space. And as he's staring off into space, he says, I can't sell it for that. I'm sorry.
Well, let me rifle around a little bit and see what I can do for you.
As you say that, the elven woman looks to you as that happens. She says, we have other things that would probably be less pricey.
It's shiny.
As she does this, she pulls out a wand, just what looks like regular wood to you. She says, this one right here, this is called the Wand of Smiles. And
Oh, he's got a wand that already makes people smile. We're good.
As this happens, she points to Thruder. Thruder, I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
I'm just rubbing burying my face in my hands, just like I can't take these guys anywhere.
18.
I meet some of my people and they freaking fuck it up. That's what she's just exasperated.
Oh, she said, I swear.
No, that's what you see. You can tell she's like, I'm a.
Okay.
Got a 18?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You, at like the corners of your mouth, start to feel the muscles almost involuntarily move, but you manage to shake it off. She says,
how effective is this wand exactly? What exactly is the benefit of this wand? Is what I'm asking.
She looks to you. She's.
I'll add to that question. What can you make it smile? What can you make smile with it?
She looks to you as she does. She holds the wand. She says, it's one of the many things we sell here. It's just usually the first thing that gets not exactly the attention, but it's the best one to show that not doesn't exactly like cause damage to anyone, but sometimes it's very funny. But as far as to who you can put this on, it's mainly anyone that has two legs, as far as I'm aware. It's only been tried on humans, couple of halflings, and obviously now tried on a half-orc, and, well, as far as we can tell, it either doesn't work or we don't know. Magic is fickle like that. No one knows.
Mm-hmm. I see.
As she then puts that down, she now proceeds to hand over, for just a brief demonstration, she hands over a helmet to you, Moose. She says, put it on.
Why, does it smell funny?
Put it on, Moose.
Only one way to find out.
She is looking at you, no smile. She is pissed off. Put it on.
Just put it on.
Why does it smell like pudding?
As she hands you this helmet, you see that this helmet is like it's got what looks either to be dragon or bat wings on the side and a couple of like different little horns at the top with a red gem in the center.
God, that's all he needs is a horny helmet.
Absolutely.
Do you put the helmet on?
I would like to. I did.
Oh, you put the helmet on? Okay.
Yeah.
As you put it on, you yourself don't notice any difference. You can still see your surroundings quite well and whatnot. What you two see, however, Aurelia and Thruder, you see that his eyes are currently glowing red and he has no face as it covers his face almost in shadow.
Oh, there goes all your luck with the ladies.
Why? What happened?
It actually does destroy his looks. I'm actually kind of impressed that something could do that.
She kind of holds her hands back out. She's like, can I have that back, please? It's just, I like to do this. I like to demonstrate our craft more than just for the simple fact of telling.
What's the history of that helmet?
Someone right here, as far as I'm aware, it's just something that was made in the back by my husband. He makes all different types of magic items, and I guess this was just one of his projects that he decided to try out.
And if your husband makes magic items, could he make items magical, like a crossbow or a dagger.
And he enchants stuff.
Enchant stuff, yes.
He could most definitely try. It might take him a little bit, as now you see that husband's still back there, just kind of still tinkering around with whatever he's tinkering with, different colors and stuff happening.
Do you have any scrolls that can enchant it so we don't have to wait so long? I already have a weapon that's in the shop, and so not having anything on me is a little concerning. But maybe you have something that I can just quickly slap on. Maybe.
She looks to you and she says, sadly, she kind of looks at herself, and as she does, she kind of brings a hand up and a bird lands on it. She's like, I currently don't have any scrolls, and frankly, the only magic that I really hold is that of really with animals. My husband is the one that does most of it, and majority
Where
of the
is he?
time, you can still see him right behind his wife, still in the back, just messing around with some magic item that he's either tinkering with.
Y'all got any vampires? I got some like vampire who's what's it's that if they're a problem, I could trade those for the shiny on the wall there.
Some vampires, not that I'm aware of.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna know about it. Just, if there's rumors and you feel scared,
She immediately looks to you, and the same bird that was on her head and flies to your shoulder, and then she looks at you like, if there are rumors of anything, I guarantee you these are the ones that have already told me somewhat about it.
what's up, bird?
You just see the bird, it kind of looks at you, and just its head kind of bobbling back and forth.
Is bird still the word?
Wow.
Make a persuasion check on the... Actually,
Yeah, dirty 20.
I'll let you keep the dirty 20. I was gonna say animal handling, but you already rolled, but it's okay. The
Oh, maybe it was
bird-
animal handling. It'd have been a 21.
I mean, either one. After that, the bird immediately flies over onto Thrudir, just like on top of his head. Just sits there and
Oh,
kind of
that's
just
nice.
kind of roosts just a little bit on top of him.
Just gonna reach up and just give it a little scratch. Just
It kind of like moves its beak up a little bit, so that way you can kind of get like right underneath its beak.
Nice.
you're my friend now.
So as this happens, she sadly still just looks at you. She's like, I have no scrolls. I was like, I know that at the very least my husband's pretty fast at doing all these enchantments. It usually takes him about maybe a day and a half.
Oh, what kind of enchantments does he have?
She looks to you, just kind of puts her hands up in a knowing motion. They're like, I have no idea. It's like, he's the one that has the keen mind. And as she looks around, she's like, I merely am just either what you can call the help or just someone that's just trying to take the load off him, because she kind of like puts her hand over her mouth and she's like, he's not what you would particularly call a very extroverted person, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna look past her and go, "Hey, what can you enchant?"
He kind of looks back to you for a moment, and he's talking to you, but at the same time he's talking like really quiet.
I may have pointy ears, but I can't hear shit. Come over here.
As you do that, you still can't tell what he's saying, but he's pointing to his ears that are also pointy, and then points back down to whatever item as he's just sitting there with his mouth moving as you're just like,
I don't think he wants to come out, Thruder.
Well, then I'm gonna go to him.
Oh, do we have to do that? We could just...
Big guy in a little hole. Big guy in a little hole.
are you gonna try to go back there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk back there. It's like, dude, I can't hear you.
Immediately the moment you do that, a hawk comes down and just kind of gets ready to just spike, not exactly spike you, but claw you.
Oh, that's nice.
So I don't want to start too much shit, but I can just take the shield and just thump.
That's up to you. You let me know what you want to do, bud.
I'll just look at the hawk and like, hey, I'm trying to talk to him, not you.
As you do this, Leia says, she's like, if you want to talk to him, he's like, I can go get him real quick. But it's just simple fact that he's usually, whenever he's in his work, he tends to get caught up in staying in his work. He can do different
Well-
enchantments
Well,
such as...
that's fine, but he's got paying customers here. Come on, customer service.
She looks to you, and as she does that, she immediately looks to the hawk. Again, like, kind of looking at them like, what am I then?
She is the customer service. And I'm
Yeah.
just like pinching my nose.
like-
Like,
Oh, you're the front of the house person, but when you can't answer what he can actually do, I need to talk to the man who does it.
that is a very good point. Can we try to be respectful so they don't upcharge us on things?
The upcharge is just they don't get our money.
Do you know some
As-
basic enchantments that your husband can do?
I know that he's been able to enchant a shield for the simple fact of it actually having a psionic pulse push out and push people away. I know that he's also made a sword that, when slashed, has made a thing of wind almost cut like a thin sleeve of paper. At least that's what they did for the demonstration for the man that wanted it enchanted. As far as I know, he can do a plethora of things. As far as what you want, though, that's up to you.
Hey, does the wind slash thing work on clothes?
She looks to you for a moment. She's like, the only thing that I have that even remotely works kind of like that, but doesn't cause any damage is this. And she holds up a cloak. And as she does it, she puts it on, and immediately, almost like a superhero, you see the wind just pick up behind her and start just bellowing it out.
I absolutely need that.
She looks to you. She's like, this is only 200 gold pieces.
Old man. Old man. No, surely we can do something.
And then as she's now merely kind of trying to direct you to a place of what she knows best is the items that she has, and she starts pulling out different ones, you start to see that she has two of these what look like ordinary stones, and she looks to you or whatnot, and she hands one to Aurelia, walks about maybe 15-20 feet, whispers into the stone, and then you can immediately hear what she's saying.
I need this now. How much is it?
Well, this here is a sending stone. It's about 500 gold pieces.
Oh, I see. I see.
Is that the first time you've held someone else's stones in your hand?
No.
Then, as she brings and collects the sending stone from you, she brings out this, what looks like a backpack into a degree. It's almost like a sling backpack. She looks over to Moose and be like, "Can I see your musical instrument for just a brief moment?"
I don't know. I'm very, very attached to this. It's almost as if it's part of me.
Then she proceeds to look at everyone else.
Aurelia
like,
just
"Can-
looks to you slowly. What now?
She immediately looks at anybody else. Is like, "Is there any other item I can borrow from anyone? Just real quick. I promise you'll get it back."
I'm just gonna hand her my spectacles. Just let her.
She, as you hand her the spectacles, she puts it into the bag, and then while doing so, closes it up. And then she kind of opens the bag to show you all, and it almost looks like nothing's there. Then out of nowhere, she puts her hand in the bag, pulls it up, and the spectacles are there, and she hands them back to you.
Oh, I see what this is. And how much does this happen to be?
This is also, sadly, 500 gold pieces.
Gotcha. And she's like,
Y'all are really proud of your shit, aren't you?
guys, this is a bag of holding. We need this. How much money do you guys have?
Not enough to hold it.
She looks at you all, and she says, as she starts collecting the items and putting them back under, she says, if anything is like, if you want, we can put any of these items on hold for a few days. Or, and it's like I said, if you want anything enchanted, you can hand them to me. Tell me what all you want to try to be enchanted on it. I can let him know, and then once I go to him and he tells me what it is and then how much he thinks it might be.
All right, guys, we gotta go hustle some games.
Yeah, we'll come back to you on the. We definitely want the enchantments, but I think we need to iron out a couple of things, and definitely scrounge up some more gold, because that bag of holding sounds like a great idea.
She looks at you with a very bright and warm smile. She says, obviously, don't worry, we're here all the time. By all means, take your time.
And I go to drag the boys out.
Cool. I'm gonna go sell my body for gold.
It's going to become nighttime or whatnot, and it's going to be a sequence where he's going to get a point of exhaustion because he's out basically just being out on the corner being a whore.
He's out whoring himself out.
As you all have been in here for, I'll say probably hour and a half, 2 hours. It's probably about maybe 2 o'clock, going on 3 o'clock of the day. Where would you all like to go next?
Where can we go get money?
Yeah, Aurelia's really feeling how poor she is nowadays, and she doesn't like it.
At the current moment, since you all are still technically in the employment of Lord Neverember, he is at the moment just kind of letting you all rest and recuperate before really giving you all any other assignment. So he's kind of just letting you all roam the city and do what you wish, thereabouts.
Is there any side things we could do?
How are you
Or
gonna sell your body for money?
I did say side things. Or inside things.
I mean,
I'm
you
sure
all-
there's many men, women, and what habits that would pay you a pretty penny.
By all means, these are the things that it tells me you all can do as far as the player's handbook. You all can craft. You all can even go practice a profession if you would like to.
Oh, we know it. Knuckles going to practice.
Is street walking a profession?
Yes.
I'm going to say probably not here.
What do you mean? There's no chicks on the corner wearing a skimpy dress saying, "You want to come inside for a sec?"
Can't
might
tell me
be
there's
a-
not a brothel someplace.
I was going to say there might be a broth or two, but they're not just out and about being like, woo, gotta go to those places.
Or
Well,
maybe
he's
they'll
looking for
employ you.
employment.
Just side hustle.
So it's up to you all what you all want to do.
I'm too distracted by the cat in your background. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's probably being fed, that's why.
He's a big fluffy white kitty. Let's see. What kind of profession? What would happen if we went to learn a profession? What would that increase for us? So let's say like
If you went and learned a profession, you would not only, one, have knowledge of that profession, which could be a multitude of other things. Like, if you're a dockhand, then you would know basically you would know the bare basics of, obviously, ships, how docks work, stuff like that. If you were to go help in a tavern, it would probably help you as far as customer service-wise. You'd also maybe get a discount at the tavern if you were to learn it. Stuff like that. Only other thing with that is just based on the amount of hours that you put into said profession, you would get about 5 gold pieces per day as you do it.
Okay.
Or if you all want to, it's like I said, this is your time. If you want to go off back to your tavern, take a load off, downtime, so it's up to you.
There's really not much else I wanted to do. I just wanted to see if I get that rapier improved, and it's really like the biggest thing, because I feel like I can find better crossbows or whatever in the future. So I'm kind of cool doing whatever. I think I'm just gonna stay where I'm at and just go back for that rapier when she's done with it.
Okay. Either you two wanting to do anything in particular?
I know what he's wanting to do.
It's not surprising.
As we'll say, as for this, as the day is starting to now wind down, you all make your way back to the sleeping dragon. It's now nighttime. You're having a moment to kind of eat, relax a little bit. As this is all happening, it's now nighttime. Is there anything in particular you all want to do during nighttime?
Stay away from his cot as much as possible.
I need to clean my loot.
Is that what you call it?
I did air quotes.
I know, I saw.
So you're basically relaxing. Sorry, she was also talking to me for a hot moment. I was being distracted as well.
Rude.
You wanted to clean
because of
your
my
loot.
loot?
Clean your loot. I heard that. What were you wanting to do, Aurelia? I'm sorry.
I was saying stay away from Moose's cot as much as possible.
Fair enough. So, Moose, I now have a question for you. Are you wanting to stay up all night cleaning your loot? I'm not putting that in air quotes.
No, about a vigorous half hour.
Just a vigorous cleaning.
As you all, I'm going to say either you all are in your respective rooms or four of you are sharing your own rooms at the moment. That's up to you on that one. You all make...
I would say we all have separate rooms. I feel like that would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you all do this, you all hear just what sounds like a jackhammer thudding on wood in your all's respective rooms.
That's
Not having a
good.
clue what's making this sound.
You're gonna start a fire if you're not careful.
I'm not sure if that was me, but I'm not saying it wasn't me.
Can I do an investigation check?
Do
You
you
can.
really want to?
Do I really want to? A little bit. I mean, I'm still in my room. I haven't went to get as far from his cot as possible yet.
Man, I didn't think we were gonna do like flirting or sex stuff with PvP wise for quite some time, but hey, okay, hey, I'm game, I guess.
Nah, I want to see what that weird noise is, because I know it's not me. I'm just genuinely curious.
Go for it.
$27.
Oh, you find out what it is, all right.
I think so.
Give me but a moment here. I'm trying to figure out how the best to describe this.
God.
I'm scared now.
No matter
Like
how
I
you
should have
do
just
it, it's
ignored
gonna
it.
be
I
bad.
should have ignored it and just went along with my business.
Yep.
As you are currently sitting in your room, and it's like I said, you're hearing what sounds like a jackhammer on that. You kind of get the feeling, putting two and two together, since your rooms are, the way I'm looking at it is you have Thrawn over here, Aurelia right here, Moose right here, and Thryr at the very end. You get the feeling as you walk outside for a hot moment, and you can hear the sound. It sounds like it's louder out in the hallway. And as you get briefly closer to Moose's door, it's not what I would call the loudest, but it's definitely gaining decibels as you get closer.
Good lord.
You
Full
also,
on decibels.
I put my ear to the door, and I listen to see what's going on.
you hear a multitude of just... Actually, you know what? You better describe it, Moose. What are you doing in your room at the current moment?
Oh no!
God.
Mind you, it's loud. Whatever you're doing is loud.
Vigorously cleaning my loot. Specifically the neck.
His flesh loot.
I didn't say that.
Is this a euphemism or not, buddy? I'm so confused.
No, it's definitely euphemisms.
Definitely saying, not at a whisper, but not exactly yelling, just over and over, sing to me, sing to me. Maybe occasionally hearing a couple of the strings get hit.
Can I look through the keyhole?
You're gonna regret it.
Let me ask you this one question. Are you sure you really want to? If you do, by all means, make a perception check. I'm gonna say at disadvantage.
I'm
for the
just
simple
I'm just
fact
gonna
you're looking
open
through a
my door,
keyhole.
poke my head out. It's like, no.
I just like. I try to keep an air of professionalism as much as possible. And I look to through her and I'm like, what's he doing? Just like mouthing and just like curiosity's
Nothing
about.
you want to see.
I kind of do.
No, you don't.
Do you know what he's doing?
I do, and you don't want to see it.
Just tell me what it is and I'll go back in my.
It involves a part of anatomy you don't have.
Does he have 2 dicks?
Man, he's human, so I don't know, maybe.
Huh. I thought humans only had one.
Well, I mean, he's done some weird shit. There's no telling what he's caught over the years.
She contemplates for a moment.
To those watching and has no idea what's going on, I apologize.
We have gone down the rabbit hole.
You just gotta let it happen.
You're
I'm
welcome.
letting it happen. I'm quiet through this whole thing. I'm just.
Okay.
Can I at any point hear any noises outside of my door?
Harsh whispers. She is not being very. She's trying
I
to be
don't know.
quiet.
You're awfully focused on sing to me, sing to me.
I'm curious.
I'm perception check with disadvantage because you're.
Distracted.
Yeah.
It's oh god, that one.
Hell yeah.
No, you don't hear anything
I'm.
Spare.
other than
I'm
your
gonna-
own voice saying what you're saying. It's the only thing you hear.
Sing to me. Sing to me. Sing to me.
I'm going to. I'm just gonna roll to see what she'd actually do. Cause she's torn. She's like, am I gonna do this? Am I not gonna do this? I'm gonna see what she. Okay. Well, she's going to look through the people.
You're
And I'm
gonna
rolling with
regret it.
disadvantage. I'm rolling
Yep.
with disadvantage.
Perception with disadvantage.
Yeah, I had a 1 and a 5. Tell me, what do I see to people? I'm sorry, the keyhole.
You look through the keyhole and you can see nothing because there's no actual hole through the keyhole. You just see what looks like mechanisms.
She stands up straight, puts her hands on her hips, and she's like,
You are a rogue.
walks
You can
back
unlock it if you really want to.
I could, but she's like, she's, she starts muttering to herself and walks back down the hallway. And I don't know, is Th still outside watching, or did he go back in?
No, as soon as you went to go look, I was like, I'm going back in my room.
Okay, cool. So she's muttering to herself all the way back to her room and then slams her door.
As this comes to a close, you all get somewhat of a full night rest. I think Moose got more of a full night rest than most.
I figured he'd be a little extra tired in the morning.
I slept great.
Aurelia just looks unreasonably pissed off. Like, she just looks irritated for no reason. And she's not gonna tell anybody why.
As you all wake up in your respective rooms, you all hear a knock. As you all knock, do you all open the door?
Can I do a perception check?
Absolutely.
Oh,
You can if
wow.
you would like to.
I would love to.
As you open the door... Come here, Notes. What are you doing to me here?
I got a 14.
14? You
Yeah.
hear... Before the knock even started, you heard heavy footfalls. Almost like something with heavy armor walking to your door. As
I opened the. Oh, go ahead. Say yours
Go for
first.
it.
Oh,
Go for it. You're good.
I say I opened the door and I said I did not make the rules last night.
First,
Did
we'll
we
go-
all get a knock on the door?
Yes.
That's gonna be a. You better have ale.
first one we're gonna go to is Moose, just for this instance, since he's the first one to open the door.
Just
You
gonna
hear the
rip
knock
the
on the
door
door.
open.
You open the door. You see a man that is in full armor, got a sword by his side, all that, and he looks to you as you are. I'm gonna say you're half naked from a good night of whatever you were doing.
You are correct.
And he looks to you kind of perplexed, and he's just like, what? He's like, never mind, I don't want to know. And he kind of stiffens up a little bit, and he says, I've been sent here by the orders of Lord Neverember. And as you see, he produces a pouch. As he does, he also hands you a tiny scroll.
You got a big pouch and a little scroll. This could be the right room. What you want?
He says, I've been ordered to give this to you under the guise of Lord Neverember. He says, as he's looking at you, and from what you're saying, he's kind of weirded out. He's just very awkwardly. He's like, I thought this was simply me giving you this and then walking away. I'm now giving you this and turning back and not looking back at all. Have a good day to you.
Think what you thought it was. There could be something else.
He's already started walking away as just you start hearing the footfalls going to Aurelia's room.
Miss you.
Don't be shy.
He's looking, can't tell, but under the armor, he's looking just slightly flustered as he's like, this is the weirdest day of my life. What am I doing?
Oh gosh, poor guy. Well, I mean, I opened the door, and obviously I said what I said. I said I did not make the ruckus last night. Oh, hi.
As you open the door, he looks to you. He looks down a little further, as obviously you're the shortest one of the bunch. He looks to you, and he produces another pouch with a scroll. And he says, I've been ordered to give this to you by Lord Neverember. As far as I'm aware, this could be another job opportunity. It could be just word of something or some news. I have no idea.
Well, thank you. You can ignore my compatriots. I'm sure they were very friendly when you knocked on their doors.
As you see that, he kind of grabs his collar from him. He's like, one was a little overly friendly, and I don't know how to take it.
You just accept it and expect nothing in return.
She walks back into her room and closes the door.
The guy's just sitting out just a little more perplexed as can be. He was like, this is probably the oddest bunch of adventurers we've ever had here, but okay, I guess they all come in shapes and sizes. As he now starts walking over to Neverwinter, knocks on your door, and you said the thing about ale. He says, I have not ale, although I feel like I probably am going to need one after this day.
We'll go get a couple and then come back.
He knocks on the door again.
Help, 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 help.
Just get up, slam the door open. Of course, I'm towering over him at 6'7", just looking at him. It's like, I said ale.
He looks to you. Make an intimidation check real quick.
No, that's poor guy.
That's fair.
Damn.
21.
21.
Was that plus 10?
21.
Stupid.
No, I'm not.
As this happens, he looks to you. He immediately just has beads of sweat rolling down his face. He was like, he literally does not know how he got put into this position. And he looks to you kind of whimpering, but at the same time, he's just trying to keep a straight face. And he says to you, same as they did, I have a thing of parchment from you from Lord Neverember in this pouch, as he produces another pouch.
Doesn't have ale in it. You better get out of my sight before I fucking realize that.
He looks to you kind of, he's like, as far as I know, and he takes it for a hot moment, and as he kind of hands it to you, you hear clinking of what sounds like coins on the inside. At least metal on metal.
Leave.
As he does that, he kind of puts and grabs his sword by his hilt, like not bringing it out, but like grabbing it and kind of making it straighter along his hip. And he's like, "And I'm going."
I would love to poke out my door when I hear him walk by and just give him a quick smack on the ass as he's like keeps on walking.
Make like I'm gonna say make an attempt to attack that or a dexterity check.
I say
To
that'd
see
be
if
a
you can catch
dexterity for sure.
Yeah.
To see if
It's
you
not
can
being,
catch him.
not intimidating, but 11.
Easily enough, he walks by you, spank him on the ass. You rolled a 6 on his, and he has no plus or minus to it. As you do that, he kind of gets like scared, like oh, he's like I gotta go,
Get the Happy Gilmore. Get me out of here.
And now, as you all are back in your respective rooms, you all have a pouch of something you don't know and a piece of parchment.
I make a perception check on the pouch.
Sure.
Where's my 10.
It looks like a pouch.
Very observant.
Good job. Real proud of you. I'm just gonna open mine.
Had a lot of proud moments.
I think you wanted to roll an investigation check because perception's just your senses.
I said what I said.
Okay.
I'm just
You open
gonna
it up?
Yeah,
As
I'm
you-
just gonna open it.
As you open it up, it is in. Getting my words mixed up. As you open it up, the first thing that gets you is glistening gold, as you currently hold a pouch of 400 gold pieces.
It's fucking gold.
Son of beesh.
Just added that.
Is that
It's already.
each, I'm assuming, or...
You don't know, you haven't opened yours.
Damn it.
You just perceived that it was a bag.
And what does the scroll say?
Scroll says. Let me open up this. Check your Discord.
Ooh, it's a personal one.
I would like to go ahead and open my sack pouch.
You open it up, and it is also, I think, 400 gold pieces.
Woohoo!
Alright, I'm dumping the bag out and reading the scroll.
You dump the bag out. All you hear is just a bunch of clink, 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 clink as it falls to the floor. It is also, I think, 400 gold pieces.
Then I guess I will read my scroll.
And then, on Pineapple, if you check your Discord. There we go.
Well, after the hefty amount of gold that just got given to me, I start collecting my stuff and getting prepared to go collect my rapier and get out of here to do what said scroll asks. I also do knock on their doors on my way out. So,
Go for it.
who's the closest one to me? Was it through?
Closest one is Moose, and
No,
then at the other
yeah,
end is...
Moose.
Oh shit. She knocks.
Yes.
Did you get a little package too?
Do you want to see my pouch?
Did you get a package or not?
Yes. Is that you saying you want to see it?
That's a later conversation. She's just looking straight ahead. That's a later Are we gonna go do this or not?
I'm gonna need specifics. I'm an open book.
Make, oh really? Make a charisma saving throw for me real quick, if you don't mind.
Oh, damn it. Damn it. Ah, this is great. Charisma saving throw. Fuck me.
At this point, I'm leaving my room and going to the bar to
18.
drink.
18.
Yeah.
What's your passive perception there, Moose?
Perception 11.
Yeah. You do not see what Aurelia is going on with her face as she's blushing and flustered.
Thank God. She keeps her composure once again. She takes a deep breath and she's like, "Did you get a scroll from an armored gentleman?"
I did. He was very interesting. Did he come to you too?
He did.
I feel like
As-
maybe we should open the door to,
As this
continue this
conversation... Oh, you haven't even... As this goes by, Thruder just walks past Aurelia straight going back down to the tavern.
Ruder's going downstairs. I'm gonna open your door now.
If I run quick enough, maybe I can jump on his back down the stairs.
She
And
tries
maybe
to
you'll
open the
end
door.
up getting thrown down the stairs while you're at it.
She goes in and tries to open the door. Unless if it's she doesn't know if it's locked or not, so she just goes to try to open the door.
Oh, his door's never locked.
I was going to say, is it locked there, Moose? Did you lock it?
Absolutely not.
And then it swings right open.
Woohoo!
Are you
Are
running
you
to jump
still
on
half
Thruder?
dressed? Are you still half dressed?
Yeah, absolutely. Making a mad dash.
She
for my
checks you
buddy.
out really hard, but her face stays pretty straight, and she's like, "He's going down the stairs."
Make
Absolutely.
make a dexterity check, Moose, and you make a dexterity saving throw, Thruder.
I hope this works.
I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh no, I don't like that.
Like your tone of voice, sir. Got a 15.
21, bitch.
Oh no!
As this happens, Thruder, what happens as he's now jumping mid-air?
I hear it. I heard him running and leap, and so I just kind of duck and just let him go over me.
Oh, that's great.
As you jump over him, by the way, especially since the Olympics are happening right now, 10 out of 10. As you jump and pole vault almost over him, you take... Actually,
No, let him make an acrobatics saving throw, or an acrobatics check to see if he can stick the landing.
go for it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Woo! Nat 20.
Like,
Wow.
almost like Spider-Man, you like 3-point like hold of the ground as low as you can be. You do hear like your like knees pop slightly just from the amount of force and stuff, but other than that, you're fine.
That's fair.
Wait,
Did you miss me?
I'm
like,
gonna
no,
grab a
you missed
shirt
me.
from his room and just walk. I'm gonna grab one of the shirt from his room, assuming it's like thrown over the bed or something. Walk down the stairs, push it against his chest, and just say, "We have things to do today. Let's go." And just keeps walking. Because I want to go get my rapier and see if it's ready before we go do this mission.
What does everyone want to do? It's a new day. Other
I'm
than
drinking.
Oh,
rapier.
I am gonna turn to them and show my scroll and be like, "Did everybody get this scroll? We're all gonna go help somebody's son."
Yep, that's what I got.
Did you
I
leave
got-
it in your room?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna assume you got the same thing. And she's gonna keep walking.
Are you going back up to your room to grab the parchment there, Moose?
Yeah, I might need to.
Well, she's gonna make her way to seeing if her rapier's finished, being more pointy.
Well, at
And
this time
I'm
being,
going to the bar.
This time being, one, I need Moose to make a perception check, please. Ooh.
18.
You go up to your room, the pouch and parchment. Did you put the pouch with you?
Oh yeah, money's on it.
Okay, the parchment cannot be found.
Who took my note? Where did it go?
You have no idea. You
Can I
'Cause the person rolled
investigate my room?
Go for it.
$19.
As you are investigating your room, you see almost as if nothing has changed. But you do see very slight, like almost slick footprints along the wood, leading out the window.
I would like to take a closer look at the footsteps. See maybe if I can determine what. Said slick footprints?
Mm-hmm.
See if I can tell, like, I guess what the slickness is. And then I'll, make my way to the window and open the window.
I
Or
mean, with all that loot cleaning you did last night, I can imagine what the slickness is.
As you look on the same investigation roll, it's water. It is what seems to be almost like salt water. As you bring it up, you put your hand down at it. It's not.
Salty water, huh? Salty liquid. Got it.
Mhm.
It's tracking. She's not even here. She can't even make these comments. She's already made her way to where she needs. She's not a part of this.
Yeah, he's the one upstairs at the rooms. I'm down at the bar.
I'm out going to get my sword.
As this is going on, you pull up. You can smell it. You can smell the salt on it, almost like as if it came from the sea itself. As you look out the window, you don't see those footsteps anymore. There's nobody there.
I would like to open the window and investigate outside of my window.
Yeah, going based off that same investigation, you see nothing. You just see a whole kind of alleyway that looks almost barren, with the side of a few people that are a part of the other buildings adjacent to it, but no one out of the ordinary.
Guess I'm gonna kind of come back in my room and kind of double check nothing else of mine has been taken.
Okay. By all means.
I would like to do that.
I will say, I'll say for this one, roll another investigation check. Since you're just now looking to see if you still have your stuff.
14. Oh, wait. Investigation. Is it there? Jesus. I can math. 17.
As far as you know, everything appears to just be the same. Just that one piece of parchment is now missing. And
I'd like to.
you get a feeling if you hadn't picked your pouch up, your pouch would be gone too.
Thank God for that.
Thank God for greediness.
I'd like to curiously make my way downstairs to Thruder to ask him if he's noticed anything weird.
As that is happening, Aurelia, we're gonna go to you real quick.
Okay.
As you are the one now out and about in the city, all by your lonesome.
I am, yes.
And you are heading to the Iron Quill.
Yes.
As you head to the Iron Quill, you see the same half-orc right there, beating away at metal. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I'm gonna walk as far up to her as possible and try to get into her line of sight because I don't want her to hit me, because I will probably die immediately.
Glass cannon and all.
The glass cannon. That's who I am. That's what I chose for myself on purpose.
I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay. As you walk up to her, you kind of tap her lightly on the shoulder. She kind of turns around, not exactly expecting to see anyone, but at the same time a little bit jolted, just at the simple fact that someone is back here. And she looks at you and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I get so into doing this, that, and the simple fact of starting a day early and such, it just some things get away from you. Here to pick up the rapier?"
Yes, I am.
She kind of puts the metal yet again back in the furnace just to kind of heat up a little more. She says, "Give me 1 second. I actually stuffed it in the bag just so that way it didn't get confused with any of the other weapons we have out here."
Thank you. I appreciate that. She just stands and waits.
She goes in the back for about maybe 5 minutes, 5, 7 minutes. She comes out and pulls out this very polished, like it shines and shimmers in the light for the simple fact of how polished and
Shines and shimmers, I have it for my nest.
she hands it back to you. She says, "How does this feel?"
It looks wonderful. She picks it up and looks at it. I assume it's nice and pointy, nice and sharp. Looks like brand new.
She looks to you. She's like, "Is the weight right? Is everything seeming well balanced for you?"
Yeah, she starts swinging it around, kind of sheathes it, unsheathes it. I'm gonna say that she likes it. Yeah.
As she does that, she kind of does calculations in her head just based off what she's done in the past. She says that'll probably be about 150, 160 gold pieces. And you now have a rapier +1.
Yay. You said 150?
We'll say 155. We'll go in between 150 and
Okay,
160.
55. That's good. That's fine. You said it. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I'm clicking too many things. Oh, let's see if I can edit this. And what's it gonna be +2 to the damage, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think it's +1 to your damage, and I think it's also +1 to attack, I believe.
Yeah, see, it's 1d8 plus 2 originally, so it'd be 1d8 plus 4 now, right?
+3.
Plus 3. Oh, whoops. Thank you. This is why I needed +3. Yeah. Math isn't my strong suit, even simple math.
Oh, good.
Cool. That'd be the only thing that's... Anything else? She didn't do anything else to it.
Nope,
Sure. Cool. Just wanted to make sure there's nothing I wanted to add. I wanted to make sure I had everything correct on there.
She looks to you and she's like, "Hopefully I did well. I've been doing this for about 5 years. The older gentleman doesn't normally come in until a little later, but I always try to get caught up on orders and stuff like that while he's out."
No, I think you did a fantastic job. This is gonna do exactly what I needed to. And so I hand her over the gold. I already took that out of my inventory, and I will head out to figure out where my 2 pains in the asses are.
As you leave, she gives you kind of a side smile as you hand her to go, and she says, "Just remember to stick him with the pointy end."
I plan to. Every last one of them.
And she says, as she does that, she gives you a slight wave. She says, "Thank you for purchasing and allowing me to work on the metal."
I gave her a wave as I leave to go figure out what Moose and Thruder are up to.
You all are now coming back to the tavern. And one thing that's now crossing your mind is the fact that you haven't seen Thrawn in some time.
Alright, I'm back.
And then suddenly Thrawn appears like he just loaded into the game. Right at the spawn point. He just pops up. He just pops up right there. I'm assuming they're still at the tavern.
As far as you are aware.
So I'm gonna make my way back.
And now we go to Moose and Thruder.
Do you happen to notice anything missing from your room?
No, but I also didn't look.
I want to check. Apparently somebody has run off with my scroll. And I do have footprints in my room.
That's what you get for having random strangers visit your room.
Let's
every
not
night.
make this about me right now.
But it's your room. It has to be about you.
I'm telling you to check your room.
I grab my fucking flag and a veil and go back upstairs to investigate my room.
You head on up Without issue, make an investigation check.
Let me find it. Where is it? 6.
Seems pretty normal. Nothing seems out of order for you.
Maybe you're just special.
How
Well,
long will it take me to get back to them? How long of a walk was it from the...
About a half
About-
hour's what I
About
said
20,
earlier.
20, 30 minutes around that time. As this is happening up there, you've already come back in the tavern and kind of looking around trying to figure out where they are.
I'm assuming they're probably not down... I'm looking downstairs. Would I see them in the actual tavern itself?
No,
Looking
they went
around.
back up. I'm assuming these two went back up to Thruder's room at the moment.
Okay, well, she looks around, or I look around the tavern. I don't see them down here, so I make my way up the stairs back to my room. Just to make sure I grabbed everything and to see where they are at.
You,
And I am actually going to roll to see if I left anything in my room, just to see.
go for it.
I'm going to see if I did.
As you all are investigating that one, you hear the footsteps of Aurelia showing up.
Alright, so that was a 10. I'm gonna say some like invaluable things might have been left in the room, maybe like a quill or a book or something like that. Nothing insane. Am I gonna see them as I'm walking back to my...
I would think you'd see Moose outside of Thruder's room as Thruder's inside investigating it.
What are you guys doing?
somebody came in my room and took my scroll and had some footprints on the floor. So I was telling Truder he should check his room, make sure nothing was noticed. Hey, big boy, anything going on in there?
Not that I can tell. Like I said, you just must be special.
Did you look? Did you investigate it? Did you find anything? Where's your stuff? Where's the scroll? We're going
My
to...
scroll in my pouch is on me because, well, money.
I turn to Moose and I'm like, we're doing something that clearly is kind of important. You're saying somebody stole something to tell them what we're doing? Tell them that somebody important's in danger?
No,
Are you sure?
pretty sure.
I'm gonna go look in my room, make sure nothing was taken, and then I'm going to look in your room again. And so she walks into
Yes,
her
Mom.
room. You can see her trip over herself a little bit, and she barges into her room. And I am going to do a quick investigation on my room,
Go for it.
since there's really nothing important I'm not expecting. That's gonna be a 24. Is anything missing from my room? My room looking like anybody scavenged around or anything like that?
Okay.
As you go in, the first thing you see, I would imagine, since it is your inquisitive nature, you would have like a notepad that you would be keeping, not exactly a diary of, but you would keep kind of recollection of what's happened thus far.
Mm-hmm.
You see that the notebook is open up on the table and a page is ripped out.
Would I know which page it was?
Make a history check.
Okay. Let's see. History. Okay. Oh, damn it. It's gonna be an 8.
You can't quite tell for the simple fact that it kind of goes in between, like the one that seems to be missing as far as you can tell was kind of talking about making contact with the cult that you all had fought. That's about the only thing you can think as far as the information contained within that piece of paper. You don't remember it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna collect that and any other knickknacks around the room I might have left out, which I think would be the desk, like the writing material that she has on her person. So I'm gonna collect that and I'm gonna go into Moose's room and roll an investigation in there. I know he already investigated, but I want to see if I could glean anything else.
Go for it.
I got a 27.
You see, probably out of the two rooms, that it seems to be that this one was the least that has been really messed with. You look at all the knickknacks, and probably the first thing you do, I would say, since it happened to you, you check to see if like there's any books or anything like that, or anything page-wise has been ripped out of anything that he may have owned, and it seems like everything's in order.
So I don't notice anything else that Moose would have found.
Nope.
Damn. Okay.
Would they have also noticed the footsteps that I saw?
By the time that she's probably come back, they've probably dried.
Right, okay.
So that would just probably been a tidbit of information Moose would have given.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I walk out of the room and I kind of throw my hands up in exasperation. Well, I got nothing for you. My book's been tampered with. Someone's taken pages out of my book of the inquiries and information that I've gathered. So that's wonderful. And your scroll's gone. So I say we we get moving before somebody dies or gets kidnapped.
Still very curious. You sure you didn't see any footsteps in there? 'Cause I swear I saw footsteps.
If it was wet, it probably dried. There's nothing I can do to find dry things that would
Gruder,
soak into the ground.
make a
I didn't see shit.
make a insight check. I would say insight or history, I guess.
It's gonna be insight. It's got the better modifier, and that's an 11.
From just you being basically a military man, in your mind, after hearing that Aurelia's lost a page out of her book, Moose has lost the parchment that you all were just recently given, you feel like someone is collecting forms of information on your group. Not entirely sure who it is, but just for the simple fact that you've both seen and probably kind of done some of these things as being in the military, for the simple fact of gaining knowledge for an enemy or for that matter.
Well, maybe we should ask the innkeeper if anybody else came in last night late.
Okay. Y'all stroll back down towards the tavern.
I guess so, yeah.
You get down towards the tavern. You see a human male that's just... He's got kind of like a buzz cut going on. He's wearing just like a standard white shirt, button up, as he's kind of scrubbing away at one of the countertops.
Go talk to him. He's stiff like you.
Hey, you're the guy who can, get anything out of anybody. So you go up there and fucking say something.
Ooh, I love it when you talk to me dirty.
Don't make me throw you down the stairs again.
I'm just
Okay.
rolling my eyes.
I'll get there faster. Alright.
So you walking up there, Moose?
Yes. Yep. Like
And
to
you-
ask the innkeeper. Yep.
Go for it. What are you gonna say?
I was saying, yeah, I'd like to ask the innkeeper if anybody had come in late at some point or any shady looking characters had strolled in.
As he's wiping the counter off, he kind of takes the rag that he was wiping the counter off, puts it over his shoulder real quick, puts his arms across on the tavern counter for a moment, and he's just like, to my knowledge, no, but I mean, we get all manner of people who walk in here at different times of night. As far as I know, you all are the only ones that have come through here. You all are the latest ones as far as I remember.
You have like a book of records that you keep, seeing who's coming in here and something.
The only thing really keep record of is really just some fact of who's in what room.
Mm.
I mean, this is both a tavern and inn at the same time, so people come in and get drinks all the time. But as far as tabs and stuff like that,
Ridiculous. I'd like to dramatically turn and walk away.
he kind of looks to you like he's just kind of like, okay, like that happened, and then he goes back to just kind of wiping the counter off. And
Well, he didn't know anything, and I'm now I'm a little worried that somebody's got very important information, and it was my fault. I'm sorry.
You done fucked up, Aaron.
as this is happening all around, you all just get the feeling that not exactly being watched, but at the same time, you feel like kind of look over your shoulder a little more as you all go back out into the city for another day of either buying what you need for said adventure that's getting ready to happen, or whatever you please.
I mean, I personally think we should get started on this said adventure, because if people are taking information on us, they might try to grab our dude that we are supposed to be helping find.
Yes, we should go grab the
grave
dude first.
danger. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah,
You just like grabbing dudes.
find. Yeah. Well, then why don't we take that wonderful energy and put it towards the guy who just paid us?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good with anything. I'm just pointing out the obvious facts about our companion here.
Yep. Somebody doesn't like to keep it in their pants. Shall we?
Or keep
We
his
should-
hands out of his pants either.
We shall.
So
Okay.
where are you all going? You all gonna go try to see Lord Neverember, or are you gonna go buy more stuff? What do you do?
I think we're gonna get started on this little mission that we got these scrolls.
Okay.
We should probably go see Boss Man, so I can tell him I, fudged.
So you all make your way as far as you all going to Neverwinter Castle.
I guess so, yeah.
Yep, sounds like it.
As you go to Neverwinter Castle, it is probably standing at most as you go up on one weird plateaued hill that is part of the canal, but at the same time looking up, it expands, Lord, for what you can tell, about maybe 5 miles high from the tallest tower. You go in, there are rows of different soldiers in armor, and as you come to what would basically be like a scrivener, or a man that helps as assistant of Lord Dagult Neverember, you pretty much come to him. You see this kind of frail-looking old man who is just got like loads of parchment upon parchment, like as if he's trying to get papers out as best as he can. He's getting ready to like bring what looks to be like I'm not gonna say rules because that's the first thing that came to my mind, but bring like different sets of new laws for Lord Neverember to kind of look over, approve, change, any form of that nature. As you all come in, he looks to you all and he says, "Are you all here to see Lord Neverember as well?"
Yes. Yes, we are.
As he looks you all over, he says, "What, may I ask, is your business of Lord Neverember?" As he sees this hulking half-orc, a very goth-esque human, and a high elf.
So,
we just got we are working for Lord what is it?
Neverember.
Neverember. And we've just been sent a new mission to accomplish, and we've come to touch base with the Lordship before we go on our journey.
Or touch a base. I mean, whichever
No,
you
don't
business
listen to
thinks are.
him. Don't listen to him. He doesn't have speaking privileges right now. Can you take us to him?
He looks to you as he's doing this. He's like, I've been trying to get with Lord Neverember, but as far as I can tell, I haven't been able to, one, particularly find him. Obviously, my frail bones, you see how tall this castle is. There's so much room. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. As he does this, you all hear a familiar voice coming up from the top of the steps. And as you do, you look up and you see kayaks coming down from the steps. As he walks down, he's taking his time, going slow as can be, and he looks at you and he says, long
Hello,
time no
kayak.
see. He starts kind of looking you all over. He's like, I could see you all have healed up quite well.
Yes, kayaks. How are you doing?
He says, wonderful. And he, like, kind of raises his, like, turtle claws up, like, as if he's, like, trying to do, like, a huzzah, but he does it really slow as he kind of brings him up and opens his mouth. And you hear, and he brings him back, and he's like, sorry about that. I had to stretch.
That's okay, kayaks. What you doing?
He looks to you. He's like, I was just talking with Lord Neverember. It seems it's my time to head back slightly. It seems Mornicanen has sent him a note saying he needs my assistance with something else. Aside from that, I was just getting on base with the good old king here, so that way I can make sure everything is paid for my transport going back towards Baldur's Gate, and making sure whatever I need from Mornicanen, pretty much. What brings you all here?
We're here to
Touching the base or something.
We're touching base with his lordship on
That's what I
a
said.
mission.
And to inform
What
him
do
that
you say?
Numbnuts here lost a scroll that was hand delivered to all of us.
Yes.
He
Mm.
looks at Moose or whatnot, and he puts like a turtle claw on your shoulder. He says, it's okay, mistakes happen. And he looks at the rest of you. He's like, what did the scroll say, perchance?
We gotta go
Well,
save somebody.
we were gonna leave that. Yeah, but the details are still being ironed out. Hence why we're here to talk to his lordship.
As you hear as he hears Thruder say having to save someone, he looks at Thruder for a moment and he says, save someone, you say? Would it be helping him find his son?
Yeah, something like that.
I was gonna say, I know his son went off a little while back. He's down in Waterdeep, at least last Lord Neverember saw him. It's been... And he kind of takes a moment and he puts the same kind of claw underneath his, like, weird turtle, like, weird elongated turtleneck, and puts it, like, what we assume would be his chin for a hot moment, like as if he's thinking about something. And he says, it's probably been, at most, I want to say 4-6 weeks. He was sending us letters every once in a while, but other than that, he's a young man. They sometimes forget. And as he does this, he says, well, as far as I'm aware, it's like, Lord Neverember is just up the way a little bit. He might be at either, well, and he kind of gestures to some of the, like, portholes for windows that they have. And he's like, he may be eating now, or he may be talking something over at a table with a bunch of his advisors. At least when I went in there, he was by himself, and then other people came in as I left. And as he does, go for it.
I said, we'll find him.
He says, I hope that you all find his son rather well. Hopefully we meet again someday, but just for the simple fact of memento's sake, he holds out in his turtle claw, or basically it's a claw to you. He holds out what looks to be like 4 wooden, like, sigils to his god. And he says, I wouldn't mind if you all kept these just for the simple fact of, if not just remembering me wise, just maybe Sylvanas will guide you along your path a little better.
That's very kind, though it would be very hard to forget you.
He,
Appreciate it. Is this a way for me to touch you when you're not here?
Dear God, Moose.
he looks at Aurelia
He's
with
got a problem.
What?
with a warm smile, and then as Moose says what he says, he kind of is like, he's like, I don't know if that's how you would touch me. And I mean, I guess you'd be touching a part of the nature itself. Therefore, Sylvanas will be with you. I guess that would work. And he looks to the three of you. He says, "Where's Thrawn?"
He's sick.
He ate some bad tavern food, and he's in bed.
Well, if he were here, I could, at the very least, give him a little bit of lesser restoration. But, alas, he's not. By all means, just give him that for me. Tell him to be along his way. I believe he and I have a certain person in common, as per that symbol. But, alas, I'm gonna go ahead and be on my way. And as you all will proceed to watch him walk down, there is a huge tree within the courtyard, and you see probably about maybe 60 feet, maybe 70 feet away, you just see what looks like the tree just kind of split open with just like a greenish glow to it as Kayak starts to wander through it, and in the same motion he disappears, and then the tree immediately closes back up as if nothing had happened.
I used to have some of those at my home.
Oh, that would have been nice to help us fucking get around.
I want to be inside that tree.
I'm
There's
gonna
more
cut it off if you don't keep it in
logical
your
places
pants.
that you can be inside of.
Yeah, but that's
You're
big
just-
tree.
You're just very experimental.
Hmm?
I said you're very experimental.
Oh yeah, that's what we'll call it.
As
Do you
this
have to
happens.
find the right hole? Are you cursed?
Probably.
I don't know.
How does one not know if they're cursed?
And I just start walking up the stairs. Just sort of flabbergasted.
Hey Moose, make a wisdom saving throw.
I know I do it to
Dang it.
myself, but it really
Dang
feels
it,
like I'm getting picked up.
Dang it! Wow, my back is turned too!
Quick question: do we need to add those things to our inventory or anything?
You can if you want to, just for the simple fact of not just writing them down. They don't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I might even bother adding.
Yeah, that's the only reason I asked. I didn't know if they were like if they needed to be in our inventory or something. Just a wisdom saving.
Just so.
Jeez.
19.
You, as they turn their back for but a brief moment, you see what looks like a shadow in one of the portholes, almost look like a side of a face, and they can't see this. Only you can. And immediately, it kind of morphs back into the shadow that it was being made out of, and as you all walk by, there's nothing there.
I just want to give kind of a quick inquisitive look and then carry about our business. I don't want to bring a
When I
whole lot of attention.
When I
Do it.
catch it, though. When I catch him doing that, though.
What's your passive perception?
Let me look. Is it 12?
I'm gonna say you probably don't see him. You probably don't notice him doing
Damn
it.
Which is crazy that it's a 12. I'm just putting that out there that I would expect more of that. I need
Mine's
to
a
put more
14.
I need to put more into my wisdom so that I could have better passive perspective. Because my passive investigation is an 18.
Damn.
As you all make your way up to the hall of where Lord Neverember is, you see that he is currently around a bunch of people that are advising him on many different things having to do with Neverwinter from the simple fact of different coinage coming into play to different supplies for both militia and a whole plethora of things. This man is running an empire almost entirely by himself. The only thing he has is his son. As you see this, and Lord Neverember looks at you all see a man that has a thick brown beard, long, slick back brown hair. He has, like, sapphire blue eyes. He looks to you all, and as this all happens, he puts a hand up for all of them for about a moment, and then you see him kind of whisper to them as they all kind of skirt and curtsy out, showing their respect. And then finally, the huge 12-foot tall doors kind of close with like a dum dum. And you all are now at this hall with him all by yourself. He looks to you all and says, "Ah, so I finally get to meet the adventurers that took out part of the cult that's in the Never Death graveyard."
Yes, your lordship, and we've come to just touch base very quickly on some things that happened this morning as your scrolls were delivered.
He looks at you kind of perplexed. He's like, "What happened?"
I just want to
What
say,
am I
mind you, we fought a big water wiener weird, in doing that, and I'm sorry.
So, Moose, the one that just shouted his apologies, happened to leave said scroll that you had delivered to us room, and we found it to be missing within a couple. And as he said, salty, watery footprints leading out his window. I also had some of my own notebooks with my own discoveries tampered with and pages removed.
He looks over at the moose, kind of points to him. He said, "So, moose right here." He kind of also looks at you. He's like, "Is there a group name you all have? This would be much easier."
I'm just here.
She looks very tired.
I feel like I've become the mom. They can figure out the name. I don't give a shit, honestly.
Good call us the diddlers.
The diddlers.
She
Okay.
almost. She starts. There's a welling of tears in her eyes. She wishes she would have just taken the name.
I'm just gonna look over. It's like, sure you don't care anymore.
I care a little bit, but I don't know if I have the energy.
See what happens when you leave me by myself?
I'm never leaving.
But you
by
weren't
myself
by
again.
yourself.
There's a split second where I was allowed
He
to
needs
talk.
to have a buddy all the time, even when he's asleep.
So, Lord Neverember looks at you all. He says, "The diddlers." He's like, "Not the name I would have chosen, but okay. I'm
I'm so upset that I let you pick the name!
Smurf, you butt! Oh my god, why'd you do this to us?
As he does this, he kind of looks over and looks. He's like, "So Moose lost the scroll that I sent earlier this morning,
Yes, your lordship.
That is correct.
and you lost a piece of what was on the parchment that you lost."
Unfortunately, I cannot remember exactly what was written on that piece of parchment, but it was in the section where I was writing on the cult and what they were doing and how we defeated them. So it was one of those pages. Unfortunately, I don't know what was on the page to be specific.
As you say this, he takes a moment, kind of like sits back at the table, puts his like hands kind of in a steeple for a hot moment as he looks down at the different things of parchments, not actually paying attention to the parchments themselves, but getting a recollection for what he pretty much knows that it probably could be. He kind of scratches his head slightly. He says, "The only thing I could potentially think that it would be, especially for the simple fact that being in this position as long as I have It seems someone is trying to gather either information on what you're getting ready to do or information on you all as a whole. He looks down at one of the parchments, brings it up, brings a piece of parchment up, and reads just a little bit of it. He's like, I've gotten word that there are a couple people from a different crime syndicate from Waterdeep here who are not particularly fond of my son, and obviously they can't reach me. Apparently they've been here skulking around about trying to figure out ways to either set up traps to both catch him, but also at the same time put pieces of their organization in here, even though they're probably about maybe 5 days horse ride south from here. They're trying to establish a network, but I'm not entirely sure. But I guess whenever I sent that out, there must be someone in here whenever I sent it out that knew what it was about or who I was writing to. I'm not entirely sure, but as far as this goes, he puts the parchment down and stands up and puts his hands kind of like behind his back, walking to one of the portholes for a hot moment. He says, I need you all almost as quick as you can to make your way to Waterdeep. If not for the fact of saving potentially my son, but maybe unraveling more of this mystery of who's trying to gather you. It could be, as far as I know, anyone. It could be Xanathar, it could be the twins, it could be really anyone.
You guys hear that? Twins.
That's very normal. To
It's
have
twice as
happen.
fun.
Stop touching shit.
As
No.
you mention anything about the twins, he looks over to you. He says, I guarantee you they're probably not the twins you would want.
Honestly, he doesn't care.
That's debatable.
As he does this, he gives kind of a side smile. He's like, I was young once. He's like, but I don't exactly know how you feel about Asmodeus, Lord of the Nine Hells.
If it's got a hole, he's gonna try.
He needs to find a hole that he can just keep going to, that he can take his mind off of all this weirdness.
He kind of looks at you. His smile's kind of gone to like a, I don't know what they're asking of me type kind of face. So he's like, I'm like, are you offering? Are you wanting
No.
my hole?
Yeah.
Or
No, I
Are
hope
you
not.
offering a hole?
No,
No.
don't offer it. Don't offer it. It's not worth it. I don't think. You can't be a permanent distraction in this life, sir. You are a lord.
he kind of looks at you. He's like, well, as much as as much as he looks to Moose, he's kind of like, I don't particularly swing that way. That, and I've had a wife once. I'm not entirely sure if I'm exactly around the dating pool quite yet.
Okay.
I appreciate the offer, but there are more fish in the sea, as they say. Anything else you all doing in here while he's in here?
I don't think so.
And I don't know what it would be. I'd kind of like to look around to see if, just passively, if there's like anything resembling what I saw in the porthole on the way up there, skulking around or anything.
Passively?
Just kind of casually.
Just
Not
looking
really.
around.
Yeah,
You can make a perception check if you want.
Okay. Dirty 20.
You see in the current room that you are, there is a throne on top of maybe 5 steps where Lord Neverember sits usually whenever he's taking requests or anything of that having to do with any of the peasants down below or anybody that comes up and tries to do business with him. And right now he's currently sitting, or not sitting, but he's currently around I want to say it's about a 13 to 14 inch round, or 14 inch round table, 14 feet round table that has got a plethora of different chairs and different things of parchment. The chairs are literally made of wood and mixture of cloth and leather. Looking at any and all portholes that are in here and whatnot, you don't seem to see that shadowy figure that you've seen beforehand.
Okay.
Anything else you wish to do?
Nope, not that I can think of. So
No, I'm good too. I'm good to start trucking.
As you all are leaving, he gives you just a tidbit of advice. He looks at you. He says, "If you're trying to get there halfway quick, I would say try the Neverwinter stable system. It's usually one of the things that kind of are on the outer edges of the walls as you leave. It's usually the place to find steeds, transport, carriages, stuff of that nature. Not exactly sure how much it will cost you, but hopefully the 400 gold I gave you all each will help with that." And as he also takes a look at your group too, he says, "And if you need any potions, especially that of healing, by all means, hit up Moonlight Mixtures. I know the proprietor just a little bit. He was part of the Order of Magistrates and Protectors of Waterdeep whenever I was there."
I guess we're gonna go get some potions then.
You all headed
Yep.
to Moonlight Mixtures now?
sounds like it.
I think that's a good idea.
As you all descend down the steps and exiting Castle Neverwinter, coming around back to the left, you pass up the Sorcerer's Supply and kind of make a roundabout as far as going up wide around Sorcerer's Supply and make it to Moonlight Mixtures. Which, as you all approach, you see a sign outside, sitting on the ground where the rest have been high above the door. You see a sign with a moon in a bottle, and the moon is both changing colors and there's light, almost like it's spewing out of the bottle, changing colors as well.
Ooh,
As you
fancy.
As you walk in, you are immediately greeted with different, like, the best way I can describe this is if you've ever been in, like, Bed Bath & Beyond, there are little islands with different potions and stuff like that. And then there is a giant wall of just a different array of potions on shelves behind counters and underneath a glass shelf. And as you all begin to walk in, you are immediately greeted with what is probably the first time you all have seen one, a white dragonborn.
Oh.
He immediately turns to you, and the first thing you see are his yellow snake-like eyes. For a dragonborn, he's fairly stocky build, standing tall, like he's standing probably a couple inches taller than Thuder, in a blue form-fitting robe adorned with different arcane symbols. And as he sees you all coming, he says, "Ah, yes, come on, please, come into Ravans. Come into Ravans. What do you need, my friends? What do you need?"
He sounds like Khajiit from Skyrim. Yes, Khajiit had many wares.
He does! Like that. That makes me happy.
"What is this
Oh.
Khajiit you say? I am Dragonborn.
You sound like a cat person.
Oh, don't tell him.
A
I-
tabaxi?
Ignore them. They have no class and don't know how to control their tongues. We are here on business from Lord Neverember. I always keep saying it wrong. Lord Neverember. He has us going to do some work for him, and he told us that you have many a potion that you could sell to us.
Ah, yes, Lord Neverember. He's very kind to send you my way. I know it's quite a ways to come over here.
Well, it's worth
Oh,
it for good business.
he says, by all means, thank you very much. Thank you. He says, what type of potions are you looking for? We have, as he kind of gestures to the whole array of walls of just different ones, we have all of these back here, and then the kiosk you see out there. It's kind of sort of like a, I guess you could say, a discount bin. It's a mixture of different magic potions, all having different effects altogether. They're only about 20 gold piece.
What kind of magical effects do they have? Are they negative and positive, or only positive, only negative? What's the dice roll on those?
He he says it all just depends on what it is. I have no idea. They were made so long ago, and so many people have come by wanting them, and then not really coming to pick them up. So in order for me basically to get the money back, I put them out there, and what comes with them, you get. I also sense the fact that I don't really know what they do. That's why they're probably the cheapest potions you'll find in here.
So in other words, we get to play Russian roulette with potions.
He looks at you, he's like, I'm not entirely sure what Russian roulette is, but if it's anything like taking a big thing of chance, by all means.
Yeah, except that in Russian roulette, the big chance is getting killed.
He kind of looks down for a moment. He puts his weird dragon claw on his lips, and he's kind of like tapping the top part of the lip, and then he moves it for a high moment. He's like, I'm not entirely sure if any of them will kill you if you drink it, but I'm fairly certain they won't do that. I think at most what they may do, they could do things like change your race for a brief amount of time. I think one, if I remember a long time ago, is that it changed a male into a female. And that has at one time that guy, he took one, and apparently he lost everything down there for some time. I don't know if it came back.
Interesting.
He says, besides all these, we sell a plethora of other things. I have some potions of healing. I have a potion of flying, potion of speed. Depending on what you're looking for, I may even be able to make you a potion.
I think mostly just health potions is what we need.
Health potion, health potion. Yes?
I'd like to say to him in Draconic that I'm curious about one of those random potions.
What do you say to him? And just that you're curious?
That I might be interested in. Yeah, just interested in one of those odd potions.
But he speaks to you again in Draconic. He's like, someone who speaks my tongue. It's been so long since I've heard it. He looks at you. He's like, the only way you're going to find out is by drinking it. I can't tell you what it will be.
Do I have to drink it now, or is this...
I'm sure you can buy it and take it with you.
He looks at you. He's like, no, don't drink it. Buy it. Ugh, don't have to drink it now. You can buy it and use it later. You can pretty much do what you want with it once you buy it.
I think I will purchase one
Go for it.
of those potions. What were they again?
20
I
gold.
don't know. Just yeah. No. Yeah, price wise. Like what they do? Who knows?
So, alright. We'll purchase one.
As you go over to like grab one out of the thing, you see many different things of vials that are a whole assortment of different colors. There's one that is literally glowing green. There is one that is black with kind of like purplish glitter on the inside. There is a red one that is like, looks like it has flames almost emanating within the liquid. They're all manner of different things.
The red with flames is
Okay.
appealing to me.
He said, as you grab it and you pick up that one, he's like, just so you know, or so you're aware, don't let the appearance fool you. It could be something completely different than what you think it is.
I like to take risks.
Oh, and all sales are final.
He immediately, like, you see him gesture with his thumb in the back. He says, "No refunds."
What do I
No,
add to my inventory?
I should say that he has it says no refunds, and he also has like a disclaimer that says not not part of like bodily harm or anything like that what may occur.
Nah, yeah, not liable.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much being not liable. That makes sense.
You would just put, if
Uh,
anything, put like mystery potion.
okay.
I don't know if that's particularly written in there. If not, then I can find one.
I can add a custom item.
But he looks to through. He's like, "Oh, you're looking for health potions? Regular, greater, superior,
Just some greater.
greater, greater. Okay." He looks underneath his counter as I look at my DM screen. Where's this at? I know this is on the screen. Alright, maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was, but it's not. Greater healing. That will be about 150 gold for one. As he pulls out 3 vials of what he has.
Yeah, just give me one.
He hands you one, takes the 150 from you. Ah, yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hopefully this will help you along your way. Now he
I'm
looks over.
sure it will.
Looks at the rest of you guys. He's like, "Is there anything else I can help you all with?"
I will also take one of those. It was greater healing that you got, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take one too.
He hands you one as well.
I'm not finding this on the
It's potion of healing, and then it's got just the regular, the greater, and so on.
Yeah, it goes by rarity. And then the greater one is the uncommon one.
The
yeah, that'd
green
be
one.
the green one. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why I'm not finding it. Okay.
I think it's potion of greater healing is what it has it under.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
potion of healing, and then parentheses greater.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it's 150.
I also want to ask him in Draconic again, just because I'm trying not to make anything weird too known, if he's seen any lurking or creeping shadows around the castle.
He kind of, as you say this, he looks kind of perplexed, and he's like, "I don't know anything about any shadows. As far as I'm aware, everything seems in pretty much order as far as I'm aware."
Okay, I was just wondering, inquiring minds and whatnot.
He kind of looks at you, he's also just like, he's like, "As far as I know, it's been quite some time since I've actually been up to the castle. The only time I've been up there was probably, Lord, how long has it been? Probably 3 or 4 10 days from now?" Which, just for you all aware, a 10-day to them is about a week. So it's been about maybe
Gotcha.
a month since he's been there.
Damn.
And
Okay.
as he's saying this, he's like, "I was there just pretty much giving Lord Neverember something for the simple fact of illness whenever winter was here. That was about it."
Okay. Thank you. And I appreciate the potion. Hopefully it that makes something fall off.
And as he looks, you kind of see a very like sharp-toothed, teethy grin. And he's like, "Hopefully it works for you, my friend. No telling what any of these potions do half time. Sometimes they even get me. I don't know." As he
This
looks
should be
the
fun.
As he looks to the rest of you, he now speaks back in common. He says, "Whereabouts is your adventure getting ready to take you, by perchance?"
Waterdeep. Be
Wha-
specific.
Waterdeep? Hey, I used to live there.
What can you
Any
tell us about it?
advice? Yes. That.
Oh, so many things. Are any of you really fond of magic or anything like that?
Some of
Mm,
us more than others. I am not one of those people, but some of us are.
'Tis fair. Well,
dabble a little bit.
for any of you in the arcane arts, it is definitely a splendid to behold. And obviously, even if you don't, yet again, seeing it is, well, seeing is believing. I can only talk so much, but I know there's this little rumor or a little thing of like folk legend or whatnot that at the very least when Daggalt Neverember, oh sorry, I'm not being formal enough. Lord Neverember was there, that he hid apparently a huge cache of dragons underneath the Waterdeep.
Cast of Dragons.
As he looks to you all, make a make a intelligence check. Just a straight intelligence check.
Well, my passive intel. Oh, not passive intelligence. I'm being passive investigation. I got was stupid.
5.
My brain. My brain.
6.
18.
Thank God.
So Thuder and Moose think he's talking actual dragons, like full on like fire breathing dragons. Aurelia, on the other hand, realized that dragons in Waterdeep, especially being an elf and having the whole plethora of the runes of the elf being there, and probably being told this at some point in her upbringing, that in Waterdeep, gold pieces are called dragons.
Mm-hmm.
They got a whole crap ton of dragons in the bottom of this city.
It's gold.
do-
They have money.
Gold dragons?
No, it's not a dragon. That's what they
But
call
what if it?
their
But if it?
currency. No, hey, moose, moose.
It's a
Focus,
losing
focus.
argument with him.
Moose.
As this
Moose.
happens, he kind of looks to Moose. He's like, believe it or not, there is actually potentially a gold dragon protecting those dragons.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Why did you have to encourage him?
He looks
Just
to you
wanna
kind of
just want to
he
put a hole in
looks
that.
he looks kind of perplexed because of the simple fact that he hasn't realized that he hasn't made the connection between dragons to gold pieces. He thinks that he's still talking about gold pieces. He's like, what did I say?
He thinks they're actual dragons, not the gold pieces that they are.
Ah,
He
oh,
doesn't know about the currency.
no. He kind of like takes a hot moment, puts his hands up. He's like, no. And he's like, I keep forgetting. I'm so used to just be living in Waterdeep. They all use different things. They have different coinage there. The gold pieces that you are currently giving me are called dragons. The same way that... Give me 1 second and I can pull all this information up to you in a lickety-split. Where is it at? I know it's here. That's what I'm looking for. It's history. Here we go. As he comes up and from a moment of recollecting, he says, for instance, he's like, the copper pieces you all have, yes? They are called nibs. Silvers are shards, and obviously gold is dragons. If you have a
Bump me up, man.
if you have a platinum, they're known as suns.
Oh boy, I got a son.
So really, it's not exactly a dragon or dragons, but as far as the old folklore, as far as I'm aware, there is an actual gold dragon that's supposedly protecting all this. And it's been there ever since the founding of Waterdeep, basically.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Of there being multiple dragons? He kind of looks up at a moment. He kind of shrugs his arms. He's like, maybe.
Hmm.
He's pretty
Tis,
much
on-
like, "Arr."
tis only a folklore. I mean, it was something that was told to us back even when I was a child there. He's said all this information. He looks to you all. He's like, the only reason I'm here now is because I have a feeling Lord Neverember told you I was part of the Order of Magists and Protectors of Waterdeep at one point in time, yes?
Yes.
Yes. I was a part of that esteemed club, but sadly I haven't been for quite some time. Back whenever there was a huge war that happened so long ago, and even parts of Neverwinter are having struggles. But whenever all that was happening, I decided to actually help people with the best way I can while under that, and what I was doing was giving people potions that were in need of them. And the Order didn't take too kindly to that and sent me on my way, so I find myself here, doing what I do best, making potions and hopefully helping people as best I can.
Is the order still in Waterdeep?
Yes, as far as I know, the Order's been there for not even before I was probably a thought. It's full of powerful mages and people of arcane all around. I couldn't tell you now who all would be in power or who's even in and out of it from my old cliques. As he sits here for a brief moment, he's like, but that's all just reminiscent of the past. It's just trying to find a better footing in the world. As he does this, he kind of looks to you all and he's like, is there anything else you all wish to buy? By all means, I have other potions.
Is there other
No, that's all I
potions that
needed.
you guys need?
As he... Thinking about it there, Moose?
Yeah, but no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. As he does this, he kind of does a swift kind of bow down just for the simple fact of thanking you for his patronage, and he says, may the winds guide you to Waterdeep, and may the waters be ever so smooth on your way there, depending on which way you decide to go. And I'm now assuming you all leave the moonlight mixtures back out into the world.
Yep.
Yes.
Anywhere else you all would like to go?
How far is Waterdeep?
Waterdeep, Lord Neverember told you that it was probably by horse about 5 days away.
Do you guys think we need to visit the stables?
Oh yeah, to get some.
Yeah, probably.
Yep, that sounds like a good idea.
I mean, unless you want to walk the whole way.
No,
will say-
my boots will get dirty.
I will say if you walk, it will take double the amount of time. So it'll be 10 days.
Yeah, let's get some horses.
Yeah. Let's say we make our way to the stables.
The closest one to you is a... as for your knowledge, they call the Neverwinter stable system the NSS. Just to shorten it down since it's being such a long word. The closest NSS outpost is about maybe, I want to say 20 minutes, 15 minutes away from Moonlight Mixtures.
Okay.
You all make your way, and here you see this gigantic, almost 50-foot stone wall that you can see goes about the whole entire length from where you all are, and this is the wall that encompasses the whole entire city of Neverwinter. You come to what looks to be one of the openings that they've used for international travel on the extent of their country. And in this, you see a bunch of just different horses and whatnot that seem to be pinned outside of what looks to be a tiny little office square. You see a whole plethora of different carts that are underneath like wooden awnings, and you even see some carts that have even been like emblazoned with like emblems of Neverwinter, so that way obviously for officials and stuff like that to go, and if they need to get to one place or another like Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep, that they are escorted with the highest esteem and stuff like that for any nobles, and obviously Lord Neverember himself. As you walk up, the first thing you notice is an older looking gnome with squintier eyes. He is wearing a yellow, green, and black striped beanie. He has graying mutton chops, and he's currently wearing a yellow shirt with stains and brown overalls. You also see dangling from his neck is what looks to be like a wooden horseshoe. And he's currently tending to one of the mares, just brushing away at it at the current moment.
I would assume you were the stable master.
He kind of looks to you, kind of squinting his eyes a little more. And he looks at you, he's like, well, I might be. He says, I'm one of the ones that sits here and takes care of these here horses, just for the simple fact that you never know when mail is gonna run out to everybody, or who all might need one. Why? What you need there, friend?
Need a horse. Or 4.
Do you have a big enough horse for him?
He looks to you all. First off, you see him for a moment as his squinty eyes squint again, and he kind of starts pulling on a little bit of his mutton chops for a hot moment, like as if he's thinking about something. You see, he's like, 4 of you. I'm only counting 3.
No, we're getting one for our compatriot once he recovers from his food poisoning.
You see, he's like, oh, okay. He's like, he had a little bit of the bad mutton, eh?
Something like that.
And then he looks to you, he's like, the biggest one I've got. And he points over to a Clydesdale that is like, it's got like a white mane going down its back, but it's like spit spotted with like brown and white and black. He says, there's that one, but I'm not entirely sure it's big enough to hold all of you. Plus, on top of that, that one's one of the ones that kind of goes with the royalties of anybody around here.
What would you consider to be royalty, exactly?
Oh, we're on royal business.
I might be on royal business, but as far as I can tell, and he kind of like squints at you higher, he's like, clearly you, as he looks the third, I'm gonna say, aren't around here, and so I don't think you're royalty. And then he looks over to Moose a little bit, and he's like, I'm not entirely sure about that one, but he seems weird.
Oh, you have no idea.
And then
Weird.
He
Talking to a shrub. Talk to me about weird.
says, I may be a shrub, but at the very least, I'm not weird.
I like you.
That's
like
not a
you.
good thing.
I like you too, as he puts his hands out for a handshake.
Oh no, we give hugs around here. Bring it in, little guy.
Don't
As-
let him hug you.
As you go to hug him, you kind of lift him off the ground because, I mean, he is a gnome. He's only standing like 2 foot tall. He says, hey, okay, too much, put me down, put me down.
We tried to warn you.
He says, fair enough. And then he comes down and looks at Aurelia and he says, you could be, I suppose. You look cleaner than the rest of these two, I guess.
I take out, I reach into my pack and I grab a ring and I give it to him and I'm like, does this emblem mean anything to you?
He as he takes the ring from you, he goes, "Oh, gee, thanks for paying me up front. I appreciate you." And he gets ready to put it in his pouch.
Nope, I take it back.
He's like, "Oh, sorry, I thought that was payment." He said, "You said look at the emblem, right? I'm sorry."
Takes a deep breath. My family has some sway in some places, and I'm just curious if we can get what we need and go. Do I need to give you my full name? Do I need to show my family's crest? What do I need to do?
He looks to you for a moment, squints his eyes a little harder, and starts playing with his beard a little more, and kind of like puts his jaw, like his bottom jaw, out a little more, and kind of like sitting there thinking as he's pulling on his mutton chops, and he's just like,
You.
"Well, I guess you could show me your family crest."
Yes, that was on the ring, and you tried to take it from me.
I said, "Hey, I said I'm sorry. Listen, I thought it was merely you paying your way before we even started."
She takes a deep breath.
It's fine.
And she holds it so he can see the crest. Which I would be completely honest, I forgot when I made it. Not gonna lie.
I'll let you improvise what it looks like then. How about that?
That's perfect. It is going to be quite simply because her parents like clean things. It's going to be a couple of squares, kind of in like slightly off centered from each other, and then a small like what would the sign be for one of the Fey realm in like the center? Like I'm trying to think of what one of them would be, but you get the picture.
You could, just for the simple fact of improvisation, you can think of kind of like if you've ever been to like Michael's or something like that. You ever seen like a wooden reef that kind of like forms in the middle and sticks coming up that looks like a Fey trap? There you go.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. As he looks at the ring and mulls it over, he says, kind of looks at it, and he's like, "What family is this again?"
The High Elven family, Birch Grove.
Birch Grove. He kind of yet again starts pulling on his mutton chops again, thinking about kind of doing the recollect. He says,
It's fine. It's fine if it's not. I don't care. It's fine. You can move on from it.
He looks at it and he says, "Since I'm not particularly aware of that, and as far as I can tell, it looks like it has some Fey ancestry in there. I'm not entirely sure where this is. Sorry."
That's what I expected. So, listen. How much would it be for 3 horses?
3 horses, you say? He kind of looks to see like what he has, not exactly in stock, but which horses are grazing at the current moment and aren't being used either for like postal service or military business or stuff like that. And whenever he looks at it, he says, 3 horses? 1, 2. Where? And he looks over, and one of the horses is just kind of lying on the ground for a hot moment, like as if it's just kind of laying there. He says, there's the 3rd one. Yeah, 3 horses. It'll probably be about... Apologies, I'm looking at my DM screen real quick, because this actually has it on it, because I've seen it. It'll probably be about, how many days will these be out?
About 10.
Yeah.
About 10, you say. Okay. See here, for 1, we'll say for that, carry the 2, be about 35 gold pieces for 10 days.
For
Per
3
horse or-
horses, or is that per horse?
Per horse.
We can swing that. We'll
Yep.
just make sure we'll just leave a nice note for Thrawn so he can come catch up.
Or should we also maybe inquire about a wagon?
He looks
Could
to you. He's
also
like,
fire
a
wagon.
wagon? And I was like, that'll be a little more. It's about 100 gold pieces for the wagon, and then you need 35 per horse. That's 4 horses for a carriage, unless you're doing the 2.
2 horses and a wagon? I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think?
It's about 240 for 4 horses and a wagon.
Might just be cheaper to get individual horses.
I think we might as well just stick with the 4 horses
Okay.
and
So
just
there we go.
pretend.
So
Yeah.
35
Yeah.
from each of us.
As he does this, he's like, okay. He's like, has any of you ridden a horse before? Just before?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Depends on what type of riding you're talking about there, Shorty.
Not your kind of riding.
Huh?
He looks to Thruder. He's like, what kind of riding is he doing around here?
You don't want to know.
I was like, I've heard of different things you could ride. Like, there's talks about, like, some type of snake creature in the ocean or whatnot. Somebody rode that once.
Hmm. That sounds very exciting. We may have further discussion.
Also, just for the simple fact that I'm very curious, where are these horses going, might I ask?
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep, eh? Be about 3, maybe 5 days, if I remember correctly.
One way, yes.
Although, he's like, right now we're currently in the northern part of the city. You're gonna be exiting out of the south. I can put word for the ones down south for the horses they have down there. Excuse me. If that would help you all better, for the simple fact of that.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that because it'll be leaving from the city closer to our destination.
Alrighty, I can send word. He looks over to like a halfling that is obviously a little taller than he is, not by much, but probably about maybe a foot. And he looks, hey, Micah, can you run on down toward the south NSS outpost or even the NSS HQ? Doesn't matter, but can you run to one of those and tell them to get 3? And he's like, sorry, 4 horses ready? Just have one on hold. And you see the half elf be like, sure thing. And then he takes off just as quick as he can. And he sits there for a bit more. He's like, y'all going to Waterdeep? He's like, have y'all ever been to Waterdeep before?
No, we haven't.
Been deep in water, if that counts.
He looks at
It
you all,
does
he's like,
not.
there's a few ways you can go. There's obviously 2 different paths. They go through a few different things. One is right along the coast. A little treacherous for the simple fact that it's kind of close, obviously, to the coast. No telling what you'll find coming out of the water there. You can also go toward the land. We're going up probably a little bit of a hill or a mountain that kind of crests on that pathway, but it'll take you around that mountain towards Waterdeep that way, depending on which way you would like to go.
Appreciate the information.
I will say, if you're planning on going around the mountain, it'll probably add maybe a day, 2 at most, to that journey. But as far as I remember, which obviously me being as old as I am, he starts plucking his mutton chops a little more.
Yeah.
He's like, it's been a minute, but as far as I remember, that's probably the safest route. But obviously, you know, depending on what all your business is, maybe quicker is better, but you'd be taking more chances.
Hmm.
We will keep that in consideration.
He says, aye.
Shall we get heading that direction then?
Yeah, we probably should.
Alrighty. Right now, you're probably cresting about maybe 3 p.m. Is there anything else you all want to do before you either 100% leave the city or if you want to wait? So it's up to you.
I assume if we leave the city that, uh, Thrawn will kind of just automatically, come to the next checkpoint.
I will figure out a way to get him to you all.
Okay.
I will say
Thank God.
for some of this, I will say he's been just kind of either quietly in the back or just been, as you say, sick. I can say you all got him and pulled him with you.
Elected him.
We collected him.
Think I'm good.
Yep, I'm good too.
Alrighty. As you all head on out, go to the southward NSS outpost to collect your horses. What all do you name your horses? You can name them now.
We can name our horses? Oh no. Um,
Don't have to think about it. You can think about it for a little bit because I believe we're getting ready to wrap up right here and now.
I might save naming my horse for later because I don't have a lot of brain cells left.
Lipnir, that's what I'm going with.
Limpnir.
The name of Odin's horse.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna think on it before I name mine.
I'm terrified of what you're gonna name yours.
So I'm thinking about it.
I'm terrified of what you're gonna name it.
Already figured out what mine's name's gonna be.
I don't know, but this will be a fun time for next time, and especially this little cliffhanger because you all are getting ready to start your journey outside Neverwinter.
Yeah,
Guys.
Oh boy.
we did it.
That means since this one wasn't really combat heavy, that means the next one could be.
Ooh.
It could be what? Huh?
Could be very combat heavy.
Oh no.
Boy, I get to touch all the things.
Get your thinking caps on, guys.
All just depends on what happens and how the dice fall.
He says that, but he's actually quite in charge.
Oh yeah,
We know
he
that-
knows exactly what he's gonna do.
He knows exactly how he's going to hurt our people.
I know what I'm gonna do as far as what I want you all to do and what I want you all to roll. Because I already started doing this because I didn't know how fast we were gonna get through this, but we got through this fairly decent amount of time. We've played only about 3 hours. That, and I know that it's Sunday night, and I know some people work early jobs tomorrow, so I figured that's why I said Sunday, because I figured this wouldn't be that long of a thing.
That works good.
Mm.
Perfect.
Everybody have fun?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That was very fun.
I know that was more of a roleplay heavy thing than anything, and that's probably the first time I haven't incorporated any form of combat in a single session. It's a new achievement.
No, that was good.
But you all are level 4 now.
We never We're
Which-
big people now.
Which we now have a bard sorcerer. I'm not entirely sure. That's a scary combination, especially given the person who.
God, yeah, it is.
It's like a combination I didn't even see coming, and then you said it. I was oh no, oh gosh.
And then we have a full-on rogue, changed her subclass.
I did.
And what did Mr. Thruder choose? Did you choose the multi-class like you wanted, or did you choose a different
Yep.
subclass? Oh, you went with barbarian?
Yep, fighter barbarian.
Okay. I'm curious. I still have to get with Michi about his, but the dynamic of this group is very far-ranging.
We all have our specialties, and we don't really go outside of them.
You have a man who gets really angry and hits things really hard. You have a man who's apparently trying to flirt and get with everybody, but also knows a little bit of
That likes
magic.
to touch everything.
And you have a rogue
I-
who's very inquisitive, but also very squishy. And then we have a druid, which if he changes the subclass, could change up everything. Because I know there's a druid I like just for the simple fact that it has to do with stars, and it's just
That does actually sound fun.
the only one that and it's like I said, the only thing that I wish we had was a ranger in this one. And this is a note to old pineapple, because if he had his one draconic one, there is another subclass that I got that is called Drake Warden, which gives you a tiny little dragon companion.
So I would have been a dragonborn with a dragon companion.
Yeah. You get a little tiny dragon companion. As you level up, you could get to the point of where the dragon could literally fly you to places.
Okay then.
Goodness.
Starts out like a little baby drake. It's nice.
Oh, it's a baby too. Oh
Mhm.
no. I'm not much of a. It's funny. I was thinking of ranger too, because we don't really have a lot of. I do a lot of long range hiding, that, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
At least as rogue, you get sneak attack. Rangers don't particularly get sneak attack too much.
Yeah, it's more of some of the. Well, I feel like a lot of the skills are pretty similar though.
I just need Wizards of the Coast to be a lot better to Rangers, because it's supposed to be the most adaptable class, but it's not.
It really isn't. I'm literally listening to a campaign right now where the rangers just like, um, yeah, they had to homebrew a bunch of stuff to make it more interesting.
Yeah, that's it. The only thing, and that's one of the things I'm also glad about, because I got one of these books, is I got Gloomstalker for Ranger, and I'm like, yes. I'm like, if I play any campaign at all, or if I make even an NPC, I'm like, it's immediately becoming a Gloomstalker. And then if I become a druid, I'm going to do the Circle of Spores, because I want to make dead things come to life with fungus.
Okay, Last of Us.
Hey.
That sounds fun.
There's so many things. That's why I got these books, and I'm like, I have new toys. I'm going to make a thing where I'm going to allow them to change their subclasses one time. Because we're not making new characters for an adventure, we're connecting adventures.
Yeah, burrs.
Well, I will be right back. I'm going to go in stream rather quickly.
Okay.
Zooming.
Whoop. Alrighty. Oh no, why would that pull up there? What is going on my computer? Here we go. There we go. Alrighty, everybody. That is going to be it for this evening. Hopefully you all enjoyed a more roleplay heavy-esque. Obviously, if I'm bad at DMing, it's because she's still learning that, and I was more prepared for a Saturday session than a Sunday one. But hey, stuff happens. No big deal. But other than that, yet again, if you want to join in on these shenanigans, by all means, exclamation call. It'll give you the Discord link to where normally we pull and talk to each other about playing D&D, or if you're a fan of Escape from Tarkov, or if you're a fan of gaming and just being a huge nerd in general, by all means, check out the cult. And also feel free to hit exclamation Discord. It'll give you a link to my Discord. I usually put up the events of when we're playing D&D. And by all means, hit me up if you want to play. Always looking to add more players. Michi, if you are watching this, or if you watch this later, I really miss you. Hopefully, I need to get with you about some info and stuff like that. Hopefully, you're doing well, brother. And hopefully, we can play again 2 weekends from now on a Saturday night with everybody. But other than that, that's going to be it for me. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night, day, whatever it may be. You all won't see me again until Tuesday morning, where I may sit here and either play some South Park or Far Cry 6 and just chill out. I'm not entirely sure what it'll hold. But other than that, take it easy. Keep being awesome talking to yourselves and to each other, and I will see you all later. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye!